gang violence and other kind of violence.
Get away! I could be at work, at school, in my car, and I can still get shot by the police. I can get shot anywhere.
So it is what it is.
I'm here on the corner of MLK and Frederick Douglass, where a shooting just took place. And as you can see, it's a pretty rough area. So I'm basically risking my life reporting on this madness. So make sure you do me a favor and hit the subscribe button. Like the video, hell, share the video. And make sure you go ahead and leave a comment down in the comment section to continue the discussion on how we can find solutions to all this son violence in the streets. I'm Quavius Jackson, here live, reporting from Atlanta, Georgia, BGZM News 17.
A deadly crime-free weekend for a second week across metro Atlanta. It comes as city officials point towards rising homicide numbers. CBS 46's Yasmina Alston is live for us at Atlanta Police.
They both cold.
Headquarters with this troubling new data. Yasmina, good evening.
Yes, Savannah, good evening. And as of last week, homicides were up by 49% so far this year in the city. And now Atlanta police are investigating 2 more homicides. A busy weekend in Atlanta for police, who responded to 2 homicide scenes Saturday night, as the number of homicides in the city has increased drastically. In Southwest Atlanta, police say 4 women and 1 man were shot on Cleveland Avenue.
Cleveland Avenue. We keep hearing that. They're making the city unbearable, man. These super gremlins are on demon time.
The women were in stable condition, but investigators tell us the man was killed. Shortly before that, officers responded to Sunset Avenue in Northwest Atlanta, where a 21-year-old man was shot and killed. The murders coming after numbers show that homicides and rapes are up so far this year in the city. Atlanta Police Chief Rodney Bryant recently spoke in front of Atlanta's Public Safety Committee about the crime, including where we stand with homicides.
Even if we do see this bad guy with a weapon on him, we have to work harder to be able to get that gun off of him, because just because we see the bulge now doesn't mean that we can go into it the same way.
Meanwhile,
So you hear him, he see the sagging pants and the bulge, and they can't really approach, because now everybody's kind of strapped up, and it does make it a little more difficult, because unless you know for a fact that that's your guy, can't really stop everybody.
investigators are also looking into a carjacking involving one of their own. Police say an off-duty Atlanta officer was carjacked at gunpoint Saturday night.
Even the off-duty officers is getting jacked. Nobody's safe out here.
We're told it happened on Moreland Avenue, where the officer says he was driving and stopped for traffic when a man got out of a nearby car, pointed a gun at him, and demanded his car. No information has been released on a suspect. The car was later found abandoned nearby. And police have not mentioned any arrests or suspects in the Cleveland.
Damn, so they hopping out at the stoplights. They hopping out at the stoplights. That's different.
Avenue or the Sunset Avenue cases. We'll, of course, update you once we learn more information. Live in downtown Atlanta, Yasmina Alston, CBS 46 News.
A public nuisance, but new tonight, controversial electric scooters are here to stay in Atlanta.
Absolutely. Council members voting today to allow the scooters to be part of the city's future. CBS 46's Haley Mason is live at City Hall. And Haley, this vote came despite some big,
both of them cold, the females,
safety concerns.
Yeah, the city's 3 scooter companies, Bird, Lime, and Spin, all got extensions to their permits today. A 1-year extension that will keep them operating in the city as city policymakers are trying to crack down on how they're used to cut back on crime.
Wow. And I'm gonna keep it a buck. Like, I enjoy the scooters, man. I tried one for the first time this weekend. I hopped on a bird and it got me from Midtown all the way to Lenox. Took me about 26, probably 30 minutes because I got lost. I'm not gonna lie. But it was very convenient, man. And it's a shame that these super gremlins just ruin so many good things that should be beneficial and help with transportation for people who can't really afford a vehicle. It was only like $25. I mean, it's really heartbreaking. These super gremlins are on demon time.
Some of the violent crimes in Metro Atlanta in recent months have been linked to teenagers on scooters.
We don't want youth committing crime anywhere in Atlanta, and especially being able to do it where they're mobile on, e-scooters and being able to get away from police officers.
The City Council today saying they're taking a hard look at reforming how scooters can be used. This afternoon, the City Council extended the permits for another year for the 3 companies operating the 8,000 scooter permits in the city. It's a number Councilman Antonio Lewis says is more manageable.
At first, we started off with 9 different organizations in the city. It was very hard to keep up with them all and maintain them.
And what they're talking about are the scoot by shootings. Okay, you heard it here first. The scoot by shootings are giving the city of Atlanta a run for their money. And it's sad, man, because it's like they're blaming the scooter instead of blaming the super gremlin. Because it's not the scooter's fault that they're committing crimes on the scooter. Yes, it may make them more convenient, but bikes do that as well. Okay? So it's tough, man. It's tough. But like I said, man, the super gremlins are very much making it very difficult to do business in Atlanta.
So we have it at three reputable companies that have been here, and we extended it again.
With the contract extension, leaders and police have started the process of cracking down on crimes being committed while on a scooter. They're used sometimes as the medium or the getaway ride.
Anyone under the age of 16 would be required to ride on sidewalks under adult supervision, and they would also have to have a helmet.
That's
not going to do anything. For one, who's going to abide by those rules? For two, excuse me, the birds already say that you're not supposed to ride them on the sidewalk. Like if you pick up the scooter and you read it, it says you're not supposed to ride it on the sidewalk anyway, but people still do it. I was doing it. I mean, I ain't finna ride. You got me messed up. I'm finna ride on the street in Atlanta? No.
So Councilman Jason Winston wants to set into city code if his legislation goes through. He's working on an age verification requirement in order to use a scooter. He wants the minimum age to be 16 years old.
We want to try to mitigate those issues by one, adding an age verification process on our scooters and holding the scooter companies accountable for making sure that minors are not in our streets riding in the middle of traffic, which is already unsafe, but also being in our streets committing crimes.
I feel like it's a very good idea, especially if it's going to keep down crime.
Does Shorty have a mustache or a beard down here? Got some stubble, 5 o'clock shadow.
Vanessa Mitchell says she supports safety overall.
There should be an age requirement, and there also should be like more recreational things for the kids to do, because the idle mind is the devil's playground anyway.
Now, the city's shared bikes already have some type of age verification mechanism, and the city council members say they want that to be mimicked in the scooter process as well, whether it be scanning a driver's license or entering some type of birth date verification. They're working out those details with new scooter companies right now. Reporting live inside the City Hall, Haley Mason, CBS 46 News.
I'm here on the corner of MLK and Medgar Evers, and it's a very tranquil scene compared to just a couple hours ago where a drive-by shooting just took place. Excuse me, I'm getting live updates as we speak. I've just been updated to the amount of casualties from this drive-by shooting, and I'm getting reports that 2 people were actually declared deceased and 27 others were shot and injured but are in stable condition. And although we must pray for the families of the fallen, we must also praise God for the aim of the super gremlin. If you want to know more about the victims of this crime, make sure you add BGZM News 17 on Patreon at www.patreon.com/blackgenzmindset. Also, don't forget to like the video, share the video, subscribe to the YouTube channel, and comment on the video to continue the discussion on how we can find solutions to all this gun violence in the streets. For more hard-hitting news coverage from the community, by the community, I'm Jenquavius Jackson, here live, reporting from Atlanta, Georgia, BGZM News 17.
And cut. All right, dog. Let's get the out of here before these niggas come back.
Whoa.
Yo.
Ain't that nigga J?
Nah, that ain't me. That ain't me.
He just went live
That
with
ain't
that
me.
funky ass suit
that's
on.
that nigga.
That's not me.
Hey, get that nigga.
Jenquavius Jackson, here live, reporting from Atlanta, Georgia. Pray for me.
Complex that left one. We're learning more about a shooting in a southwest Atlanta apartment complex that left one man dead and 4 women wounded. Hello, thank you for joining us for Fox 5 News at 5. I'm Courtney Bryant.
Hello and welcome. I'm Tom Haynes. This happened at the Fairway Garden Apartments on Cleveland Avenue. Fox 5's Angelique Proctor spoke with the 22-year-old murder victim's family.
Delano Will's mother tells me she moved her family from Toledo, Ohio to Atlanta in hopes of escaping violence.
Why'd she do that? From Toledo to Atlanta. I mean, Atlanta's way more hot than Toledo. But dang, RIP, man. Yeah, I don't know why she chose Atlanta. It's way too much demon time activity. She must not have done her research, man. You got to be watching my channel. It could save your life.
Says she would have never imagined her son would have been killed ultimately anyway.
They raised a great man, someone who would risk his life for those he loved.
Isaac Morville still can't believe the love of his life is gone. 22-year-old Delano Wells Jr.'s mom tells me her son, who has a heart of gold, died in her arms after being fatally shot at their Fairview Garden Apartments Saturday night. His mother says Delano was defending his 17-year-old sister, Cassandra, when he was shot.
Wow. So he was defending his sister. Obviously a member of the LGBT community. And like I said, man, the Super Gremlins they don't care about none of that, bro. They don't care about being politically correct. Okay. Could this have been a hate crime? All right. The stats for the hate crimes, I think, a lot of times they're not really getting the real ones, because this could be a hate crime too.
The rising senior says her downstairs neighbors jumped on her and were physically assaulting her when her brother stepped in.
She went to go tell Lano, and Lano came out and like tried to mediate the situation. Then they started fighting him, and they were fighting her, and they tried to drag her into their apartment.
And it's messed up because you're damned if you do, damned if you do. In this situation, they're putting hands and feet on your sister. You literally have to come out shooting. If you can't, like, there ain't no fighting in this situation. You got to come out shooting. And you may go through a case, okay? It may be a tough legal battle. But what else are you going to do? I don't see any other alternative. They're beating up on your sister. You should be able to use the self-defense argument. Clap all of them. Or at least one or two. And then, well, I mean, they had straps too, so they was going to clap back. It's a lose-lose situation.
And then Then they started shooting, and Cassandra, she got shot in the leg, and she got grazed on the arm, and she didn't know what happened. So, when she came over here, he was on the floor.
Miss Wells admits her son legally had a weapon and only used it Saturday night while defending his sister, Cassandra. The other 3 women who were shot will recover.
So he did have his strap. I don't know. Maybe more firepower. Dang it. That sucks, man. He came out with the strap. You just got to start shoot first, ask questions later, I guess.
He was the most responsible gun owner you could ever know. He kept it locked away.
I believe that, man. And I believe it. I believe it. You know? It's a shame, bruh. It's a shame.
Never armed. He had his permit. He purely kept it in case he needed to defend himself or his loved ones.
Atlanta police say they are talking to several witnesses who are cooperating with them. But at this
Oh, wow. Okay, that's new.
point, they have made no arrests. In Southwest Atlanta, Angelique Proctor, Fox 5 News.
Gang violence and other kind of violence. So it is what it is.
What's good, YouTube? It's a Black Gen Z Mindset. Make sure you go ahead and like, comment, share, subscribe, and let's get into the video. All right, guys. So we are going to get straight into it. I do have a video of it's we have multiple videos, but the first one we're talking about China Mac and Miko Worldwide. Basically, China Mac exposed Miko Worldwide for having paperwork that he sodomized a 17-year-old boy and whatnot. And allegedly there was some grape involved. They had the kid intoxicated or whatnot, and Miko Worldwide went on the run, overseas. Then he ended up getting caught in Dominican Republic, I believe, but he is actually live now refuting these claims. And I don't want to live stream, but we will get to that live and we'll break down the way that he is refuting it. He's also put out some other content to try and clear his name, put out like some fan vlogs and stuff like that, where the fans are vouching for his character, but in all actuality, they really don't know him. So let's get into it. We are historically known on this channel for exposing LGBT YouTubers and not really exposing, but breaking down the exposure that they had suffered from. So I'm going to show you guys what type of guy Miko Worldwide is. This is obviously not Miko Worldwide. This is Young MA, but he does hood street vlogs. So he basically takes advantage of, the hood mentality, films it, and all these dudes are pretty much doing stupid, ignorant shit on the video. I've showed you guys some clips from Miko Worldwide's channel before, but he does make good content, and it's very entertaining. All right. But with these allegations, will he be able to pull up in the hood again? Let's see.
That's it. There's no excuse no more. No more excuses. Too much talking. Let's get it going.
Yeah. What keeps you going? What keeps you going?
Well, exactly what I'm saying right now.
Exactly.
Just going. Yeah. I don't stop.
Everybody get Grammy. Yeah, we on front of grade. Everybody be doing it. You know, all that slack. Like, I don't even really be on that slack. More you feel not like person. I'm just saying, like, I ain't really follow that slack shit no more. You think we gotta level up.
All right, so he basically does hood vlogs, go to people's hoods and interview them.
We here for Young and May and Sumo Baby. Shout out to Brooklyn.
Okay, a lot of these people looking crazy.
15, 16, they dying.
Stay out of trouble. Stay away from the nonsense, man.
Yeah.
Don't owe people,
Don't owe people. That's a
Stop
good
being
one.
Don't owe people. So they're talking about taking drugs on consignment. Shout out to Product of Cook County with the $9.99 super trap. He said, just got done watching a CGA stream where he played a documentary exposing divorce attorneys and the courts. Then I get to come to this fire. keep exposing the agenda and exposing the gremlin.
Oh, say less.
Yes, sir. You already know what it is. And we also know that Product of Cook County is absolutely outside.
People business, stay sucker free, man.
Hell yeah.
Be yourself. Don't try to be like other people,
Facts. That makes sense, bro. That's good shit. Good shit, man. Hey, y'all take that advice, man. For real, this man.
So this is Miko Worldwide holding the camera. It appears that he is infatuated with the street life, with gang life, and all that kind of stuff, and very much so wants to be accepted by these niggas. But my question is, why? Why do you want to be so heavily accepted by the super gremlins on Demon Time? Because you are putting your life at risk, even going to these hoods. And I mean, a lot of these niggas will shoot you over a camera. Okay. So I don't know what he's really trying to prove. Obviously, it's good content. So the money is good. And rightfully so. If the money is good, keep moving, just move correctly, have security. But at the same time, you do have to ask if this is exploitation of these people's environments and showing the ignorance that continues to perpetuate itself in the community today.
Look, he doing his thing. He doing well out here. So good shit, bro. All right. Let's see. Where's Mac at? Hey, man.
Yo,
we outside.
Yeah, we
bro.
outside.
Yeah.
This shit just warming up. Everybody's just getting ready for the storm.
Exactly.
So this is something that they want to be outside.
Hold on.
Yeah.
Hello? Where we at? Oh, you want to know where I'm at? We outside.
They take pride in being outside. They take pride in gangsta culture where the bitches is smoking cigarettes and the niggas is sagging their pants and claiming that they not gay. It's very perplexing that they're giving Miko Worldwide so much pressure for being homosexual, which the way that he was outed is very suspect. I will say that. But we have dudes in the community who will literally wear their pants under their behind and claim that they're not homosexual. So, I mean, we got a lot going on here.
Exactly.
Yeah, what's the vibe, though? Miko Worldwide, China Mac,
man.
you feel me?
Hey, man, this shit dope.
There we go. So he puts his hand around China Mac. And at first you could see it was a little hesitation. Watch.
What's the vibe, though? Miko Worldwide, China Mac,
man.
you feel me?
Hey,
look, he put his hand up and then he's like, let me go in for the close. Let me go in for the close.
Man, this shit dope collab right here. I'm telling y'all, man.
Run this shit up. Run this shit up, man.
Hey, together we got over 1 million followers. Just so y'all know.
Hand on the shoulder, over 1 million followers together. Look at all these gremlins in the back. I spot a Pooh Shiesty mask, Pooh Shiesty mask, Pooh Shiesty mask. Shout out to Cody Go Crazy with the $2 super trap. He says, shout out to BGZM, still in Chicago, super gremlins wildin'.
Oh, say less.
Yeah, man, I've been backed up with so much content that I need to get back to Chicago and expose some of the Demon Time activities that are going on there. But I appreciate your support and your super trap. But they did a collab. Now I will watch a little bit more of this video or this vlog, but now I'm going to show you China Max saying that Miko Worldwide is banned from New York.
No,
Tell him,
3/4 of them are because of him.
Nah, you lit.
Boy, yeah.
You got that.
Man, we had a good $250,000, but look, he got that on all platforms, man.
But also we solidified in the streets. You feel me? That's the most important shit.
So you heard what he said. He said also we're solidified in the streets, and that's the most important that's the most important thing. Actually, I would challenge you on that and say that is absolutely false. Being solidified in the streets absolutely means nothing. It means that you are opening yourself up to violent acts. You're opening yourself up to going to prison, going to jail. Risking your freedom. I don't know if this guy's got a family, but he's opening himself up to be separated from his family. I know that he has had a history of going to prison. So saying that being solidified in the streets is the most important thing is absolutely horrendous. And he can say that because he's an Asian guy and all this kind of stuff, but I don't advise black men to take this advice, because being solidified in the streets only leads to a life of destruction. You only have two paths, either jail or hell. And you know, it's quite evident to see the path that a lot of these niggas in this parking lot are going. Okay,
the currency that really counts.
Exactly.
The internet shit is cool, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But you know, when you got currency on the streets.
Yeah.
He said the currency that really counts is street. What the fuck are you talking about? I guarantee if you, what would you rather trade in, a YouTube account with over 500,000 subscribers or street credibility? Matter of fact, let's stop bullshitting around. Let's put a poll up. What would you rather have? Would you rather have a YouTube account? Would you rather have a YouTube account with over 500,000 subscribers? Or would you rather have street credibility? What spins more? What's going to take you further in life? Okay, so let's get into it. Let me type the poll out really quick and let me know what you guys think. See, this is why I think that these hood vlogs are very ignorant, rather, and are they're very popular, but they influence black men in the wrong direction. With 100K subs or street credibility. All right. So guys, let me know what you would rather have. It is pertinent that everybody in this video, this live stream, answer this question. Because it doesn't make sense what these niggas are saying.
But Mac, like man, I've been doing it a few years. Like I'm, you know, but you really certified. Like you've been doing your shit, man. Like I'm going back, scrolling through like some videos and shit. Like damn. And then the one you sent me, this dude be rapping, bro. Yeah, we got it. You gonna give us a freestyle, bro?
Yeah, you want freestyle?
Got to, bro. Come on.
A little bit, right. Now we got. This is about them.
I know, but everybody.
Okay, so he asked him to do a freestyle. Any rapper worth his salt would have a freestyle ready to go. Okay, ready to go. This is the problem with these new generation rappers. They actually can't rap. The only time that they can rap is if they're reading off of their phones. If you were to ask Jay-Z to do a freestyle off the dome, he would give you one. If you were to ask Kendrick Lamar freestyle off the dome, J. Cole, all of these spitters, these MCs, they have freestyles loaded, songs that are unreleased or released, but they have content. They have freestyles. If you ask a rapper to freestyle and they don't want to freestyle, it means that they're not confident in their art or they can't remember their lyrics. And if you're a rapper and you can't remember your lyrics, are you really a rapper?
No, this is just part of the video. Come on. Bless us with a freestyle.
He's scared.
Man.
Yeah, you want me to rap? You want me to?
He's scared. He's scared. He doesn't have bars. But you know, if you were to ask me to freestyle, I would have popped one off. You know what I mean? I would have looked at the environment and started going off everything. You know what I'm saying? Like, we can really get grimy in this bitch. That just shows you that he's not a real MC. That just shows you that he's not a real MC. If you ask me to do a freestyle and I'm an MC, I'm going to have bars. Okay? I'm going to have bars. As a matter of fact, I'm going to have bars. We're going to pull up in some foreign cars, go to Mars, maybe even see the stars. You feel me? Do y'all feel me? Where the fuck is his bars? Ain't you a rapper?
I'm out there. You gotta get me warmed. I gotta get a drink in me, and then I'll go crazy. You know
For sure, man. Y'all stay tuned, man.
Yeah.
He
I gotta
gonna give
get a
us
drink in
one.
me. You know what I'm saying? I get that red flush.
So he has to get out. Y'all heard it. I mean, this is very feminine, respectfully, because I know these street guys are very emotional and they react and they want violence immediately. But I think that it's women drink alcohol in order to release their inhibition so that they can commit sexual acts without without regret, okay? And maybe even not remembering that. I'm just telling y'all, I'm not saying that it's right, because I don't advise anybody to go smash no drunk bitch. But what I am saying is, if you need alcohol to bring out your talent, you don't really have talent. Point blank. Point blank.
That Asian flush, then I'm gonna go crazy. You gonna want me to stop rapping after that.
Facts. All right, man. Y'all stay tuned, man.
All right, so obviously we just found out that Miko Worldwide Slick was hitting on China Mac, and that China Mac does not have any bars, okay? So what we're going to do now is we are going to get into China Mac saying Miko Worldwide is banned from New York City, even though China Mac has no political nor civil authority in the city of New York, meaning that he cannot stop anybody from boarding a plane and taking off and landing in New York and staying at the Hamptons, staying at a high-end hotel in Manhattan. He has no power or control in order to do that. But he is out here saying that he is going to ban an individual from New York City. So let's get into the reason why.
Fucked with the right one.
Yo, China Mac TV, look, tap in. Everybody tap in. Look, right now, where we at, gang?
We on H Block, East New York, bro.
Where we at, gang? Look, y'all already know how I feel about the gang culture in the community. And I know that China Mac has been approached about cultural appropriation and all this kind of stuff. And he has an explanation as to why he's a Asian man acting black and whatnot. And that's fine. If that's your personality, it is what it is. My thing is, it rubs me the wrong way. Every time it rubs me the wrong way, because here you are, you're a rich YouTuber and you're on the streets talking about you're outside and influencing these other black men to stay in the streets. You're glorifying it as if you would trade in your 500,000 subs to be in their position. Would have picked out Afro and nothing to your fucking name.
Yeah, H Block, East New York. You already know this. My bro G's Gasoline. Y'all already know we done did mad music together. Mac Talk. If y'all tuned into the Mac Talk, you know that's my bro. Now check this out, right? What happened? So listen to this shit. This is crazy right here. You know what I'm saying? Because like 2 weeks ago, my bro, I pull up in his house. He watching this hood vlog shit on YouTube. You feel me? So when he put me on to this shit, he like, yo, check son out. He be lit. He be going.
Notice this guy has a tattoo on his face above his eyebrow. Immediate sign that you can't take anything that he says seriously.
All over the place. You feel me? So I'm like, all right, I checked him out, watched the video with him. The shit seemed cool. You know what I'm saying? I seen him going to different hoods and shit. So it just so happened 2 weeks later, I'm back in New York, because that shit happened in LA. I'm back in New York. And I get a DM, right, from this dude, Miko Worldwide. You know what I'm saying? And he hit me up. He like, yo, I'm in New York for the last day and shit. I want to pull up on you and do a video. So it just so happens my bro had just hit me and was like, yo, we doing a video shoot out here in East New York with Young M.A. and all that shit. So I'm like, yo, you know what? Come to the hood. Come to East New York. We gonna shoot this video. Long story.
Okay, so he let him come into the hood without vetting him. All right? And we're going to get to Miko Worldwide, guys. Don't worry, but I have to give people the background information on what's really going on. Then we're going to get to into the nitty-gritty of what Miko Worldwide did. But I'm also going to give my opinion going through the video. And quite frankly, to me, it's just a deplorable situation that you have this man, this Asian man who is, you know, successful in his own regard, going back to the hood and still perpetuating the street culture, the street violence, when in all actuality, I'm pretty sure that you don't live there.
Be short, we do the video, Young M.A. pull up, the hood pull out, and we do the video, and now he put the video out, and now dudes is hitting us up like this dude is a pedophile.
Okay, so here, this is, I believe that this is from, let's see, Colombia. Okay, so I thought he got arrested in Dominican Republic. He was actually in Colombia when he was apprehended. But this is the Fiscalía General de la Nación. Okay, so it says, YouTuber wanted by authorities for sexual crimes against minors is arrested as part of the government. And this was in 2020 as part of the government between the Office of the Attorney General and the United States Marshal Service, U.S. Department of Justice to cooperate to and track international fugitives. The members on the Technical Investigative Corps located who was convicted in the United States and wanted by authorities of the country for sexual abuse of minors. This person was found in a restaurant in a neighborhood named La Reles in Medellin, and was placed under the authority of migration for a deportation process.
And that's crazy, bro.
So according to the reports from the United States authorities, the individual, which is Miko Worldwide, offered drugs to a 10-year-old minor, sexually abused the minor, and tied his feet and arms and put him in a car's trunk. The attack occurred in the state of Georgia in 2018. And for this fact, there is a conviction and a warrant out for his arrest. Now, this report says a 10-year-old minor, but I believe the individual was actually 17 years old. So I think Fiscalia General de Nación needs to correct that if they are, misrepresenting the facts.
Bro, like what? Like, yo, I ain't gonna hold you. Hold on. Like, no funny shit. No funny shit. We don't jack that shit over here. Like, no funny shit. When you came through, we had kids and all that out here. Like, if we knew that, come on, bro. I did some research because I ain't gonna
So
say.
you heard what he said. We don't jack that. We had kids out when you was here, whatever. There are plenty of pedophiles walking around in the community right now to this day, and nobody ain't said shit, did shit, or will do shit about it. Let's be very clear. Let's be very clear about that.
Nothing without doing my research, you feel me? So I did the research. Check this out, right? Son went on a run. He had warrants on him. Right. He went on a run. You know what I'm saying? With those allegations, pedophile or sodomy. I ain't turn yourself in if you innocent. Look, sodomy.
Okay, so another thing. This is coming from a real street nigga, right? And guys, I have to break down everything. But he said, why didn't you turn yourself in if you were innocent? How many niggas do we have out now who have warrants and claim that they're innocent but haven't turned themselves in? Like, get the fuck out of here with that line of logic. Like, I get that we're trying to go hard on Miko Worldwide and he sodomized a kid, whatever. In reality, I think the child or the guy that he was dealing with was 17, and I'm pretty sure it was consensual intercourse. Okay, I think this is very much a Me Too situation, but it doesn't change the fact that Miko Worldwide is homosexual, which I believe to be true.
He had sodomy charges. He had assault charges. You feel me? So he run to Dominican Republic, and then they nab him, they knock him, and he come back. He come back to Georgia. He go back to Georgia, and then he end up copping out to assault and not the sodomy. But regardless of the fact, you had
so okay, this is another thing that a lot of street niggas will say. Well, if he wasn't charged with it, then anything else, if he wasn't charged with it, then if there weren't no paperwork, yes, there's paperwork, but he copped out to the assault. So, a lot of their logic never lines up, because if Miko Worldwide had murdered a 17-year-old, I guarantee they would be praising him. Oh shit, that nigga Miko Worldwide hard as fuck. Hey, that nigga real as hell, bro. Hey, he be pulling up to the hood, and he really bout that, bro. Don't let the camera fool you. He got bullets in that bitch, bro. And all that other bullshit. If he would have killed somebody, they would be on his dick. But no, since he had homosexual relations, then and only then are they trying to expose him and shame him and all this kind of stuff, okay? And ban him from all the hoods. But if he would have killed somebody, oh, you're welcome, come in. It's bullshit.
That shit in the police report. It was a 15-year-old boy. You feel me? Like, long story short, yo, bro, you should have motherfucking told us. You should have told us. Long story short,
you should have told us. I mean, how many niggas do you hang around every day who have priors, who have a rap sheet longer than a CVS receipt? I mean, this is bullshit how they're trying to frame this as if Miko Worldwide should have told them about his criminal history. Okay, if you wanted to do a collab with him, that's irrelevant. his criminal history is irrelevant. If you vetted him and you saw, if you only looked at his YouTube, whose fault is that? That's yours.
We're not here to judge nobody. Like, we not no judges or nothing. But if you got that shit on your jacket and you got an explanation, you supposed to bring it to the table. Like, yo, this is what's going on.
Let niggas decide if we wanna, if niggas was to make that move or not.
Right.
Don't just come around niggas and try to.
Right.
That's dangerous.
And then you just try to sneak that shit on us and then make us like we out here jacking that shit, but we don't jack that shit. Like,
you're not good over it. You're not good out here.
Everybody got kids. You feel me? Everybody got kids. How you coming in all these different?
Everybody don't got kids, bro. Don't put no kids on us who ain't got kids.
Hoods and shit, and you got this shit on your jacket. We fessing you up, bro. You gotta take our fucking video down. I don't give a fuck. Take our shit down.
And he did not take the video down. Record be shown.
And you're not allowed to come back to New York City, bro. You're not allowed to come back to New York City, bro. And he had Mano. He was in there with Mano, gang. I know Mano don't know.
Nah, I ain't gonna hold you. I know Mano don't know. I fuck with Mano, bro. Shout out to Mano. I know you don't know about this type of shit. You heard? Cause I know niggas ain't.
Cause we ain't know.
We ain't know that.
You know what I'm saying? And then you sneaking up on real right dudes and you got this shit on the jacket knowing that damn well that if you told us up front, we wouldn't jack it. How the fuck you in these hoods? How hoods is allowing you to come in and shit like that? Nah, fuck that.
Because just like you said in the last video, the hoods are allowing him to come in because they would rather have the street credibility, being able to get on his platform, which has hundreds of thousands of followers, and say that they're the best hood. That's why, because they value street credibility over anything else, over morality, over their individuality, over money. Okay, that's why. Over vetting a person that they're doing business with, they value the street credibility, just like you said in the last video, which is why you let him in the hood too, right? Because you wanted to prove that East New York, wherever the fuck you was at in your hood, and you wanted to prove that you were hood and you were gang, and you wanted to get on his platform and get a street vlog so that people would know that your hood was the toughest hood and we got all types of killers and celebrities out here, right? So don't get on this, oh, how would niggas let him in the hood? Nigga, you let him in the hood.
That shit done. You not going to no more hoods, bro. Not in New York. You can't come back out here, gang.
I ain't gonna hold you. That's merch. That's stand. Whatever you want to put it, you can't come back out here, gangster. Really.
Yeah, that's
Whoever
it.
else on that weird shit, like we said, we ain't judging nobody. Just know we don't condone it.
And that goes for anybody. That's not just him, gang. Like anybody that got that type of shit, I ain't gonna lie. I'm not here to judge you. I'm not God, and I'm not judged. But there ain't no favoritism, bro. If you on that type of time and that shit on your type of jacket, like that, respectfully, like I don't want nothing to do with you, bro. And that's with anybody. I could know you forever, and you got that shit on your jacket. It's quiet for you, bro.
Okay, so it's very hypocritical because they're not giving him the benefit of the doubt. They're not giving him the benefit of the doubt. Me personally, I think his interaction with this 17-year-old boy was consensual to a point. It does get a little weird in the story, but you know, who knows? We'll get into the story after we break down this video.
You can never talk again, nigga. The fuck? Take that shit down, nigga.
Facts. Take that shit down, bro.
Nigga, we ain't even gonna play with shit like that. Take that shit down. You ain't about to have us look like we.
Yeah, we don't jack that shit. We not promoting that shit.
And then it's very suspect for them to keep saying jack when they're talking about homosexual activities. I'm just saying.
Then, I would have did the shit and had niggas whoop you out here. Nigga, you crazy? Gangster.
Facts. Take our shit down, bro.
Really though.
Take our shit down. The fuck? Having those type of charges attached to your name is awkward.
Fuck you got going on?
As fuck.
You're a whole YouTuber, nigga. What you pulling up on niggas and
no. Take our shit down, gang. For real, respect for
you gonna go to the wrong one, buddy? You're gonna get up with you, buddy. For real.
Pull up to the wrong hood. That shit gonna get you gonna get spanked, boy.
I mean, he's pulled up to every fucking hood. He could stop right now and just like clip all his videos. That's literally he could do that for the rest of his life. got so much content.
Sent out
the ambulance and shit.
He's supposed to be sent out on a fucking airplane, bro, on a motherfucking helicopter.
Like, right.
Yeah.
Nigga should have picked you back then, nigga.
Picked you up.
Picked you down.
Facts.
Stupid nigga.
Facts. You touching little boys, gang? Like, what the fuck type of shit is that, bro? How motherfuckers is okay with that? I know motherfuckers don't know that.
I guarantee one of these niggas is dating some baby mama and touching a daughter. Statistically, one of these niggas in this group are touching a little kid. Statistically, if we want to keep it like that.
Don't know. They don't know.
I know.
The benefit of the doubt.
Yeah, facts. And now that we know, we gonna be the first one. We gonna set the tone. Take all shit the fuck off. We not here to judge you. I'm not the judge. I'm not God. But at the end of the day, you got them allegations on your jacket, and I don't want to be affiliated with that shit.
What is this jacket? What is this mystical jacket?
All my homies. We none of us.
We want to make this shit safe again.
Before this video finishes, I want everybody to know.
All right, here we go. Here's the virtue signal. We don't play with sexual assault. Da, 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 da. Call a hotline. Okay. There we go. Okay, so the next video is Miko Worldwide. Well, it's China Mac breaking down how Miko Worldwide really didn't address the claims. Let's see. We might get into that later. Actually, let me give you the claims first, okay? We're going to go to a 1090 Jake video. Fair use, fair use. We're going to go to a 1090 Jake video. Fair use, fair use. And he's going to break down exactly what charges have been filed and what exactly Miko Worldwide was convicted for. So let's get into it.
You got to take off video down. I don't give a f. Take off down. And you're not allowed to come back to New York City, bro.
Y'all New York, man. Y'all some man. I'll kill y'all, man. What's up?
Whoa. So Miko Worldwide came out crazy in a pink do-rag, which was very tone deaf. Very tone deaf. But he is in Atlanta, so I mean he's right around the corner from me. So, you know, I'm we out here, we protecting ourselves from niggas like this. But he talking about he would kill y'all niggas. That's what he said. He'll kill y'all niggas. So obviously he was very triggered about his sexuality being questioned.
Pull up. We out here, Miko Worldwide.
Miko Worldwide. Listen, I'm a grown ass man, and I can admit when I'm wrong. You know what I mean? I can apologize for my mistakes. I spreaded some false rumors about you, man. And I know in the video I said that you forced yourself on a 15-year-old boy, and I was wrong. You know what I mean? And that wasn't true. Instead, you forced yourself on a 17-year-old boy. My bad. Next time, I'm gonna make sure that I get the facts straight.
All right. So the charges were let's just get into it. Okay. Let's just get into it. The charges alleged against Miko Worldwide were in Georgia, and we conveniently have this age of consent map. We do have this age of consent map, so I want to show you guys something. We have this age of consent map, and it shows us here clearly. It shows us here that the age of consent in Georgia is 16. Now, do I think that's right or wrong? That's the fucking law. So if the boy was 17, then it's legal if the boy gave consent. Now, that is the question that we have to ask ourselves. And honestly, when you hear the story, it sounded very consensual, okay, in my opinion, until maybe the end of the video. So let's get into it. Let's go.
YouTube has been on fire since China Mac addressed criminal allegations against another YouTuber by the name of Miko Worldwide. Based out of Georgia, Miko's YouTube career dates back to 2019 when he started vlogging in the Dominican Republic before traveling to other foreign locations such as Thailand, Germany, and Colombia. But his last...
Okay, so this is very interesting too. If we want to go with the pedo route, or the Chomo route, which is what I will say for the duration of the stream. Let's look at these countries that he was in. Let's go back.
Locations such as Thailand, Germany, and Colombia.
Thailand, Germany, and Colombia. So let's get the age of consent in Thailand. Okay, there might be reasons why he was traveling there. So here, the age of consent in Thailand is 15 years of age. Okay? 15 years of age. So there might be some reasons why he was going to these specific places. Okay? Let's look up the age of consent in Germany. All right. Woo! Just when you thought Germany was a first world country. Okay. You have the age of consent being 14 years old. Okay. That's pretty wild. So it says the age of consent is 14 if both partners are under the age of 18. Okay, gotcha. So that makes sense. Let's see. Yeah, so this is kind of wild, honestly. This is kind of wild, honestly. But I think there's like a technicality. Let's see. Let's go to this. Shit. All right, so yes, it does say 14. I thought they were going to give us an explanation, but they didn't. So the age of consent is 14 in Germany. Let's move on to Colombia. All right, so the age of consent in Colombia is also 14. All right, so maybe there is a reason why he was pulling up to those specific countries. Just saying.
But his last trip to Colombia in 2020 would gain national attention. Miko was arrested by Colombia's CTI, a law enforcement agency that partners with U.S. law enforcement when investigating, arresting, and deporting criminals. According to the CTI's website, Miko was located inside of a restaurant in Medellin, Colombia, and placed under the authority of migration, pending deportation back to the U.S. The CTI stated, according to reports from U.S. authorities, Miko offered drugs to a 10-year-old, sexually abused a minor, and tied his feet and arms before putting him in a car's trunk.
Damn.
The attack occurred in the state of Georgia in 2018, and for this fact, there was a conviction and an arrest warrant.
So they're saying 10-year-old boy tied him up, put him in the trunk. So let's hear him out.
The article also states in 2012, Miko was convicted for sexual crimes against another child under the age of 10 in Georgia. To evade the U.S., Miko left the country as a YouTuber.
Let's go back to this picture. 3 kids right there. Very interesting.
Georgia. To evade the U.S., Miko left the country as a YouTuber, where he traveled the world and shared videos of his charitable work.
So obviously he is leaning bisexual.
At the time, he had just over 30,000 subscribers. Because of his arrest in a foreign country, different international authorities began investigating whether his YouTube channel was a facade to contact children and adolescents for sexual purposes. Back in 2018, an Atlanta-based news outlet posted an article titled "Wanted: Meth Trafficking Assault Suspects Sought."
Wow.
Gwinnett County sheriffs were seeking 6 men, one of which was Michael Wolfgang Nickel, aka Miko Worldwide, who was wanted on charges of aggravated sodomy and aggravated assault. Over the next 2 years, Miko allegedly went on the run internationally before being captured, deported, and transported to the Gwinnett County Jail. According to an arrest warrant, between March 29th and March 30th of 2018,
so just for the record, his name is Michael Wolfgang Nickel.
Between the hours of 9 p.m. and 5 a.m., Michael Wolfgang Nickel committed the act of aggravated assault and aggravated sodomy within room 236 at the In-Town Suites Hotel.
Whoa.
Michael Worldwide was accused of assaulting the victim with his hands by applying pressure to the victim's throat to choke him from behind while committing the act of aggravated sodomy.
Okay, so they're saying that he choked Buddy from behind and blew his buttocks out. This is a 6 foot, 220-pound man. So obviously this is some heavy grown man dick going into an alleged 17-year-old boy. This one's crazy. Now, what I will say, though, is I don't really know what goes on in these LGBT situations, but what I will say is drugs are usually involved. I believe you can use the meth and or heroin to, and this is going to sound disgusting, but relax the bowels, okay? Make it easier for a grown man dick to slide in said individual. This is very touchy subjects, guys. So I do want to kind of tiptoe around the verbiage that I use, but it's not looking good for Miko.
Now, this is where I believe the Colombian authorities made a mistake. The charge in the arrest warrant for sodomy states aggravated sodomy with force and against person's will or person less than 10 years of age. Nowhere in the actual warrant does it list the victim's age, but it does include the name.
Okay.
The warrant also doesn't include the co-defendant, who was the third person present in the hotel room that night. March 18th, 2018, Miko, who was 27 years old at the time, was hanging with a friend named Ishwa Long, who was 22. According to Miko, Ishwa was on a dating app called Jacked, which claimed to be the most diverse community for gay.
That is disgusting, okay? Respectfully. But these motherfuckers are going on LGBT dating apps and coming back with monkeypox. And then they're contemplating shutting the whole world down again just because the LGBT community can't keep it in their pants and wear a condo.
By trans and queer people around the globe. In simpler terms, it was a Tinder app for the LGBTQ community.
Lord.
That's where a 17-year-old named Bryson Orr made contact.
So there goes the 17-year-old to the right. He looks crazy, in my opinion. He definitely looked crazy. Okay. The eyes give it away. The eyes give it away. If I had to, make a judgment of Miko, he looks unremorseful. Okay. The other brother in the middle almost looks like he's biting his lip. Maybe that's the curvature of his lip, but it looks like he's biting his lip in the picture. Pause.
With Ishwa with the intent of hooking up. Miko would drive with his friend to pick up the 17-year-old, and when he got in the car, Miko alleges he asked to be taken to Walmart. The three would enter the Walmart, and Bryson would steal cough medicine before going into the bathroom where he ingested it.
Okay, so the 17-year-old Bryson actually intoxicated himself with cough medicine, and this is something that you see a lot of young niggas do. They think that cough medicine is a supplement for lean, which is also healthy for your kidneys, but they think that they can mix fucking Tylenol, not Tylenol, but what's that shit called? Like Delcium or what's the one that I'm looking for? I got some in my freaking pantry right now. I can't think of the name though, but they think that they can mix this cough syrup with Sprite and turn it into dirty Sprite, and it does not work that way. It just doesn't. Okay. Shout out to Cootie Go Crazy. He says, "Can people join the live after you done?"
Oh, say less.
It depends on how much time we have. It's going to take a minute to get through this, and I do want to get to Miko Worldwide's explanation as well. But we'll see.
The cough medicine was known as triple C's and is commonly abused by teens to get a euphoric effect. The three drove to another location to buy marijuana.
Okay, that's what it is. Triple C's. That's what he used. But I was thinking of NyQuil. I was thinking of NyQuil.
Before going to the hotel room that was under Ishwa's name. That's where Ishwa and Bryson smoked while Miko watched. And according to Miko, Bryson started to twerk naked on the bed
Wow, that is fucking disgusting.
after. That's when the three of them engaged in consensual sex.
Woo! So there you have it. And the thing about the LGBT community is that men, especially when it comes to their sexuality, men will pretty much fuck anything within the confines of their sexuality. Not every man, but a lot of men, especially sexually deprived men, which I don't think that Miko necessarily was, especially when you're on that jacked website. See, the thing about LGBT people is they're very easy. Okay? They're very easy. And like I told you guys in the previous stream, LGBT people, and I'm trying to tread lightly. They're very easy. They will pretty much smash any dude who throws it. That's why you have a lot of dudes who there's this term that is it called prowling? It's called something where you're searching for people to smash, dudes to smash, but it's something that like LGBT people, they'll pretty much go to like homeless encampments. Not all of them, obviously, but there are a few. There are a lot actually who will go and like search homeless encampments for pretty much like random booty. Cruising, that's what it's called, cruising. Yeah, so that happens, okay? And they'll go to parks late at night. They'll go to wherever you can find a homeless nigga, because usually homeless niggas are pretty much down for anything as long as you got that bag. You don't even have to have a bag. Like a homeless nigga will pause, but a homeless nigga will give you some head for $15, respectfully, okay? Which I think is totally disgusting. But these motherfuckers, they will get it from anywhere, because in all actuality, LGBT people, contrary to popular belief, they prefer, I'm going to say it, they prefer cisgender heterosexual men. So LGBT people really want straight men, but they can't get straight men if the man is actually straight. Now, they can get a man who is portraying that he is straight like Miko Worldwide and who is actually LGBT, but LGBT people can read straight through that. So most LGBT people want a straight masculine man, but they can't get one, so they have to settle for a homosexual man, who is on the DL like Miko Worldwide. But when it comes to guys who are on the DL, they have very effeminate traits, very effeminate attributes that women can't pick up on like quickly, but other LGBT men can pick up on these traits quickly because they've seen it before in seemingly straight men who end up coming out of the closet. So I just wanted to give you guys a background on that shit. So let's go.
After they did what they did, they noticed 17-year-old Bryson was bleeding from his rectum. Bryson would clean himself in the shower before being driven home by Miko and Ishwa.
I know that was a long ride back. Sitting on that wrecked rectum. Sitting on a wrecked rectum is crazy. They said the nigga was leaking out that ass. Pause. Oh, God. And they wonder why they're getting monkeypox. Nigga, you mixing shit with blood and open wounds and chafing and oh, Jesus Christ. Shout out to Product of Cook County with a $1.99 super trap. He says the LGTV community want to turn out straight men.
Oh, shit, like
Yes, you're absolutely right. That's why they're marketing it to children, because they pretty much don't want certain people to have a choice. Actually, they want more choices. They want more people to align with their line of thinking.
Knocked on the door of Bryson's home, but nobody answered. Bryson decided to check his brother's car door, which was unlocked, so he sat in the car and waved Miko and Ishwa off. It wasn't until the next day when Bryson's mom returned home from an out-of-town business trip that Bryson claimed he'd been raped.
Wow. So now he's claiming that he was raped. See, and that's why I said it was consensual. I 100% believe it was consensual. You get on the bed, you start twerking. They took the booty because you threw it. Point blank. End of story. You're of age. You're 17 years old. You consented to the sexual act. And when his mama get home and realized that his ass is wrecked, his rectum is wrecked, rather, then he want to go file charges. This is bullshit. This is me too.
Returned home from an out-of-town business trip that Bryson claimed he'd been raped. He'd spent the morning and afternoon with his brother, but failed to mention anything about an assault. That same day, the Swanee Police Department would respond to the hotel room, arresting 22-year-old Ishwa Long for aggravated sodomy. Police would arrive at Miko's parents' house, next to which Miko fled out of the back of the home.
And see, this is the issue. Miko, you need to straight up take accountability. Why did you run? He should have took accountability right there. Okay? You should have looked up the laws for first off, and you probably should have filmed it.
Evading a police pursuit that involved canines. Within a short amount of time, he was able to disconnect his phone, abandon his car, and quit his loss prevention job. When contacted by detectives, Miko claimed there'd been a death in the family, and Miko would remain at large for the next 2 years until capture in March of 2020. Now, the victim claimed to have a much different experience with Miko worldwide than the one Miko would eventually share in his defense. It turns out that all three men had met a month prior to this incident, and all three of them admitted to it. During that time, they'd smoke, and the victim gave oral sex to Miko, which would be used in Miko's defense as a clear indication of...
And I 100% agree. Miko made sure that he got his dick sucked. And although this is very disgusting to talk about, this is what I'll say. Miko Worldwide, he's bisexual, allegedly. He's still fucking with women. Women are still openly and, they're still ingesting his innards. All right. The guy in the middle, I'm pretty sure that he is also dealing with women. So you have, and this happens in Atlanta a lot of women deal with bisexual men. And whether they know or not, it's really irrelevant. The fact of the matter is, me personally, I'm not going to deal with a lot of these sisters strictly based off the fact that I know that in Atlanta, they're dealing with a lot of bisexual men. Shout out to Product of Cook County again with the $4.99 Super Trap. He says, yo, Gen Z, I really hope you got time to bring people on. I have something I need to talk about in that last Super Chat.
Hold on. Yeah. Hello? Where we at? Oh, you want to know where I'm at? We outside!
Bet, yeah, I'll try to do it. I'm going to get to it through as much as possible. Then we'll open up the chat.
Of consent in a previous interaction. But in this interaction, the victim claimed to have blacked out. He started off by saying it was Miko who contacted him through the dating app using a fake name and profile picture. He asked if he wanted to do meth, to which he agreed. He admitted to stealing the cough medicine as Miko and Ishwa watched him take it in the bathroom. And when they got back to the hotel room, they asked him if he'd ever smoked angel dust. He was...
Wow, so this is something that a lot of people don't know. When it comes to LGBT intercourse, they use a lot of drugs. Partly because, like I said earlier, to loosen up the bowels. And then the other part, because I think that they want to block out I think they want to block out these memories because they're having a battle with their own sexuality. So they have to use a lot of drugs in order to involve themselves in these sexual acts. That's why in Hollywood, you see a lot of actors turned out with homosexuality in the hip hop industry as well. And they're always on drugs. Any hip hop artist that always takes drugs, I'm almost 100% sure that they have engaged in homosexual acts. So maybe for the furtherance of their career, or maybe because they were promised something or whatnot. But any rapper that stays on drugs, i.e. a Young Thug, Gunna, Lil Baby, other rappers who can't stop itching, I can almost 100% guarantee that they have indeed involved themselves in a homosexual act.
He was handed a blunt he believed contained marijuana, which caused him to lose consciousness. As he came in and out of consciousness, he realized he was being
Lil Wayne too,
being choked from behind and sodomized by Miko.
So basically, he's saying that Miko Worldwide fucked him to sleep, and he woke up and he realized that he was getting fucked and choked out. But I will say again, a lot of, and this is not just homosexual men, this is women as well. Women, it's gonna sound fucking crazy, but women like being choked unconscious during sex. Respectfully, okay? I've had a lot of women ask me to choke them, and I'm not comfortable with choking. I'll do like a light grip, but I'm not going to like press hard on the trachea. I'm not going to press hard on your esophagus because I don't want to leave any marks. I don't want to leave any bruises, unless that's like my main chick. But even then, I'm very weary of doing the choking unconscious thing. But, you know, I've done it before, and some women actually want to be choked unconscious and woken up, you know, by getting fucked. And I don't really particularly like or enjoy the experience, but if a woman asks me to do it and I do want to try it, I might try that. But it's not something that I particularly enjoy, but the hoes love it, so it is what it is.
Bleeding from his rectum, he was taken to the shower in the hotel room before being driven and left on the porch of his home as he was unable to walk. A medical examination would find a 3-centimeter anal tear within his body.
Oh, damn. So Miko didn't even put it in all the way, or maybe he did. Maybe, you know, he just only working with 3 centimeters, both of them. But 3 centimeters was enough to tear him a new one. So, hey.
Ishwa Long, Miko's co-defendant, would end up taking a plea deal in the case for a lesser charge of cruelty, in which he admitted to throwing away the bloody sheets from the hotel room. The statement he gave the detectives would align with the statement given by the victim. The victim, who said he was raped, would say he required Miko and Ishwa to wear condoms, which shows initially he consented to sex.
Yep. So, okay, they did wear condoms. So, congratulations. You participated in safe sex.
But what he didn't consent to was waking up only to be choked unconscious by Miko, who was penetrating him.
That's bullshit. I don't believe that he didn't consent to that. It's fucking bullshit.
With Miko in the county jail without bond, Miko's defense would file a motion for bond reconsideration. And
you mean to tell me you twerk on a bed, you suck a man's dick, you get fucked, you go to sleep, you wake up getting fucked, then choked out again, and then on the whole car ride home, you didn't bring anything up? You're a man too. This is a man too. Come on now.
Initially, it was determined Miko posed a flight risk, as he'd obviously been captured in another country and the courts were aware of his YouTube channel. A fugitive report would state that after he was captured, Miko engaged in a physical altercation with customs or an ICE official in Colombia, causing him to have
no respect for authority. We see this heavily in the black community, but specifically in the LGBT black community, okay?
Have to be removed from the plane that was extraditing him and resulting in Gwinnett County having to pay for a private plane to bring him to the U.S. During that flight, Miko would brag about his channel and his freedom while having warrants for his arrest, causing his bond to be denied. His defense would argue that Miko had been in jail for over 6 months without incident. Miko had been attacked by an inmate but did nothing to defend himself.
Damn, so he was finna get bitched in prison.
Other than stopping the inmate from further harming him.
And I ain't gonna lie, them Gwinnett County jails don't play, so you definitely can't be looking the way that he looking and think they ain't gonna fuck with you.
His defense would say Miko fled the country in fear of punishment for the crime he was accused of, but he had no intention of fleeing again. His lawyer would also detail Miko's background. He'd worked for the past 5 years in retail loss prevention, a job based on identifying suspicious customers and preventing theft. Miko also had previous experience in law enforcement, but the lawyer obviously didn't want to bring up Miko's past arrest, in which he was charged with impersonating an officer. Back in 2013, Miko was a part of a group causing a disturbance within a restaurant. When police responded, Miko identified himself as a police officer, but refused to provide identification. He'd further informed the officer he was POST certified, which stands for Peace Officer Standards and Training. POST is a training program meant to raise the training level of law enforcement officers. Miko had also received tactical squad basic training, basic correctional officer training, pepper spray training, mental health training, and a community service response team certification.
Wow. So it sounds like Miko Worldwide was definitely involved in law enforcement. And it's ironic that all these hood niggas are letting him in the hood, giving him a pass when technically you could argue that he is a snitch.
It was during this 2013 case Miko wrote a letter to the judge detailing his education, employment history, and community outreach skills. He'd recently graduated with his undergraduate degree in criminal justice technology, stating his growing passion for criminal justice. He spoke on working closely with many police officers due to his role as a retail.
So he went to Gwinnett Tech to get this degree?
A loss prevention detective, and he'd even participated in the Atlanta Police Department's marathon, raising awareness and funding for Crime Stoppers.
So this reminds me of T.I. mixed with Rick Ross, because we know Rick Ross was a correctional officer, and Gunna did the CNN interview where he spoke on a murder, and T.I. also did a commercial for Crime Stoppers. So you know, this it's very likening to those situations.
But back to his other case. Miko's lawyer would tell the judge of his degree in criminal justice and how Miko was very close to being hired as a federal law enforcement agent with the U.S. Customs and Border Protection Agency when this incident occurred.
And look, I have no problem with him pursuing criminal justice and law enforcement. As a matter of fact, I think we need more black men to do so. However, it's very interesting the career path that he ended up choosing, or the one that chose him, by doing the hood street vlogs. Very interesting.
His lawyer also brought up how the victim initially said he was raped, and 29 minutes into the interview stated he required Miko and his co-defendant to wear condoms. Miko's lawyer would tell the judge Miko has no prior history of sexual misconduct other than a 2012 case out of Fulton County in which Miko was charged with sexual battery.
Wow.
The case was disposed without conviction, and details regarding the case were unavailable.
Wow. So they don't have details of his first case that he caught, of the sexual battery. So I mean, it looks like he's been very irresponsible with his sexual urges at best.
The state brought up that 2 other agencies from another country were investigating Miko, having been involved with another child, but details couldn't be provided. The judge decided Miko was still a flight risk and denied his bond.
Wow.
Miko would remain in jail for a total of 14 months before taking a plea deal in May of 2021. Specifically, he'd taken an Alford plea, in which the defendant, aka Miko, maintains innocence and does not admit to the criminal act he's accused of, but admits that the prosecution has sufficient evidence to persuade a judge or jury to find him guilty, so he agrees to be treated as guilty.
Honestly, fuck that. I would have took it to trial. The guy sucked your dick and you wore a condom. I mean, fuck out of here. And you got Tinder messages, all that. Or jacked messages. I know he did catfish the guy, but he had to preserve his anonymity. He could argue that, hey, you know, I am a heterosexual man, but I'm on the DL, whatnot, whatever. You can make that argument.
The negotiated sentence would be 5 years probation with early termination in 3 years, and he'd be guilty of only aggravated assault, with the state agreeing to drop the charge of sodomy. He'd be given 14 months credit for his time served in jail, and if he filed to terminate his probation with 75 to 80% of his sentence completed, the state would not oppose, meaning he could be off probation in less than 3 years. It was explained to Miko that if he was to take the charges to trial and lose, he'd face a possible 25 to life in prison for sodomy and a possible 20 years for aggravated assault.
Now, what I will say, I think that's bullshit. I definitely think that that's bullshit. I mean, it's quite obvious that the 17-year-old the sex was consensual.
Miko, the state, and the judge would accept the plea, and Miko was found guilty of aggravated assault. Within the following month, Miko would return to YouTube, and over the next few months would begin blogging his journeys through some of Atlanta's most dangerous neighborhoods before transforming his channel into a hood vlog channel in which he travels city to city, state to state, giving an inside look into some of America's most dangerous neighborhoods, as those featured in the videos would flex guns and proclaim gang affiliations.
And this is, I do want to mention that this is very dumb that these niggas are vlogging being involved in gangs. Just saying.
All of this was being done with many not knowing or claiming to not know Miko's criminal history up until Miko would link with China Mac. China Mac would be the first to publicly ban Miko worldwide from New York, while Miko would respond with another hood vlog, this time in Riverdale, Georgia.
Hey man, China Mac, let's shout out China Mac, man.
Damn. So he is in the trenches in Riverdale, and Riverdale is pretty much where Waka Flocka's from. It's very close to Hartsfield Jackson Airport, but it's a hood area. And this is what I will say. Yes, he will be accepted for his homosexual proclivities in Atlanta because this is a very homosexual city. There are a lot of LGBT members. So he will be welcomed with open arms. As a matter of fact, I wouldn't put it past him to be fucking one of these gang members.
Fuck you, nigga. Man. Fuck you, nigga. I'm a real blood, nigga.
So they going real hard for Miko Worldwide, saying that basically they would kill China Mac if he arrived in Atlanta. So my summation is Miko Worldwide is fucking one of these men.
Man. Fuck you, nigga. Man. Fuck you, nigga. I'm a real blood, nigga.
You're not good out here, boy. You're not good out here, boy.
Now I'm just as confused as everyone else by the blood throwing up a pitchfork, so I decided to reach out. He's apparently a rapper named King Joey Cadell with a song with Dave East.
Hold on. I got a song with Dave East, bitch.
I told him I'd be putting him in the video I'm doing on Miko's charges, and when I asked if he knew of his charges, he replied with something about a 17-year. You know what I was doing at 17? Now I don't even want to know.
Wow. So let's run it back. It says ABPSN. My grandfather is a Maine 21. My daddy died of GD in 96 in Carver Homes on the west side of Atlanta. I know all you all's info from the BZ to GZ. My big cousin is Nipsey Hussle. This is literally all we used to discuss. So they're basically discussing why he threw up pitchforks as if he was involved in another gang besides the Bloods. But it appears that his family comes from a long line of gangsters and criminals in Atlanta and throughout the United States. So it just goes to show that this is passed down. Fuck what they're saying about, trauma from slavery. No, this is trauma from street activity. So they say, so 1090 Jake says, say less. I'm gonna have y'all little clip in the video I'm doing on Buddy and his charges. Then 1090 Jake asks him, you know what his paperwork says, LOL? And then Buddy says something about a 17-year-old nigga. You know what I was doing that 17-year-old ? As it. So he's basically justifying his homosexual activity by saying that the dude was 17 years old. And do you know what he was doing at 17 years old, as if to imply that he was actually having sex with grown men at 17. So I guess he's saying that what I did was worse than what Miko did at 17, but Miko wasn't 17 when he had intercourse with a 17-year-old boy. So I think he's kind of confused. But I know that was a whole confusing sentence there that I just said as well. So I can understand why he might be confused. You know what I was doing at 17? Bro pulled up to a one-way in, one-way out. Ain't nobody finna pull up like that. Put their life on the line. The streets is the real lie detector test. Tell Duty Low to pull up on me. He won't. Real child molester. Okay, okay.
About a 17-year. You know what I was doing at 17? Now I don't even want to know what you was doing at 17 if you co-signing what the other 17-year-old was doing. He'd mentioned Duty Low, who previously faced allegations against a child, but was never actually charged. And apparently Miko pulling up to his hood is enough verification that Miko is a real one. A picture posted on Instagram by the rapper Monster Blue would show him and all the GDs happy as hell to be next to Miko worldwide.
Wow.
And Monster Blue would even go as far as saying China Mac was banned from Atlanta.
So this is what I will say about the gang and street shit. From my understanding, you can't be a homosexual and still be in the gang. There's two things that you can't be, from my understanding, in a gang, and that is one, a snitch, two, a homosexual. You can be anything else. You can be a thief. You can be a robber. You can be an immoral person. You can be a rapist. You can be a killer, but you can't be a snitch and you can't be a homosexual. Okay, so those two are off limits when it comes to being involved in a gang and gang activity and whatnot. So them standing by him shows you a testament to what we're dealing with. It kind of reminds me of the Boondocks episode where all the rappers end up turning gay and they were doing the homies over hoes, do the homie. And it was like some elusive chest bump, if you will, that kind of rolled into like a hip thrust on another man. So I mean, it just kind of looks like and they let Young Thug be King Slime as what they referred to him in Fulton County. So, I mean, it looks like the gang rules are all out of whack. The street code. Really, there really is no code. It's just the Wild Wild West. It's just a every man for himself, free for all.
What's crazy is I don't think the majority of these hoods knew the extent of Miko's case.
They even got a white boy in here. He better watch his motherfucking back, honestly.
But apparently these guys did, and either didn't care about his charges or just wanted the clout of being on his channel. The fact that they're throwing up gang signs and showing weapons while a law enforcement trained, criminal justice degreed, and damn near federal agent cameraman records them is fucking crazy, because any and everything seen in those videos could easily be used against them and the same hood that they want to show off.
And I guarantee all of them are on probation, so they're not even supposed to be in possession of a gun. Most of them are convicted felons, so they're not supposed to be in possession of the guns. Just goes to show you that gun laws don't really work, but who cares?
Now, it's clear Miko isn't a pedophile based on his conviction.
Yep.
But the only thing that saved him from a statutory rape charge is the fact that the age of consent in Georgia is only 16. Had he been convicted in Florida or many other states, he'd be a full-blown convicted sex offender.
Well, he wasn't. So, I mean, that's just like saying, oh, if a man had sex with a 17-year-old in Georgia, if he was in another state, he would be convicted. Well, it's legal here. So, like, I'm not saying that, oh, you should be going out and trying to fuck 17-year-old girls. But what I am saying, though, is if you do that, that is within your right. I mean, as a matter of fact, in Georgia, you could go and fuck a 16-year-old girl as long as it's consensual. It doesn't sound right. It's not right, technically, from a moralistic standpoint, in my opinion. But if you go and you choose to do that, I mean, you're legally allowed to. That's the reality.
And with charges against a minor. Pleading out to aggravated assault, Miko was convicted of choking a 17-year-old boy from behind. And the thought of a 27-year-old engaging in any sexual act with a 17-year-old still doesn't sit right, whether it's a boy or a girl. But these are the facts of Miko's case, coming directly from the paperwork. It's now up to the viewers to decide if Miko is a genuine hood vlogger or if the origins of his channel was a facade as investigated by law enforcement agencies. Now, this whole case is wild, and everything that I was able to dig up is publicly available.
So, I mean, it pretty much sounds like Miko Worldwide could, in fact, be an informant.
For a little bit of money. You know what I mean? But come to find out, Miko is or was a fan of my channel. And we spoke. I put a post on my community post saying I was going to do a video covering his case. He left a comment saying I was ignoring his calls on Instagram. We spoke on Instagram. He wanted to clear up the fact that he wasn't a pedophile. But as far as everything else, there wasn't much he could say. No.
Yeah, I mean, he's bisexual. at best.
I'm gonna let this be known. There's nothing wrong with being gay, bi, or anything else that falls under the LGBTQ, etc., etc.
That's where I'm gonna stop you there at 1090, Jake. There is something wrong with it. It is unnatural. Especially homosexuality in men. It is, you know, and I'm not, you know, passing judgment. But what I am saying is, yes, there is something wrong with it. It is not the natural course of life and human beings' existence. It's definitely something that you can trace back, but it still wasn't natural then, and it's not natural now. So I would definitely say anything that is unnatural is definitely something wrong with it. Okay. And homosexuality in men is absolutely unnatural. Okay.
Nothing wrong with that. But transparency is everything, right? When you're just telling people you beat a case and you pled out, you're not telling people the full gist of what the case actually was. A lot of these places you're going to show vlogs is showing gang members that obviously live a certain life by a certain set of rules.
Who gives a fuck? If they decide to put their face on camera and incriminate themselves, that's their dumb asses. That's what I think. That's what I think. Oh, it's gang members and who gives a fuck? They're dumb enough to do it, so they should suffer the consequences. Point blank. They know the information. If they don't do their research on Miko Worldwide and see that he, you know, has a background in law enforcement, if they don't do their research, then that's their damn fault.
A lot of the things that we talked about in this case, from whatever happened in that hotel room to Miko even being police trained, police certified, damn near a federal agent, none of that would be accepted for any of the people that follow that code, right? Any of these so-called gang members. So that's why it's wild to see these last gang members openly embracing everything that Miko was accused of. And we're going to see,
well, it is Atlanta,
how things transpire after this. If he's still welcomed in these hoods, and if y'all still feel that he's a genuine hood vlogger. But me personally, hearing that he was 27 and his victim was 17, I really wouldn't give a fuck what it was.
Well, is he actually a victim? That's the question at hand. Was he a victim? Sounds like it was consensual sex, respectfully.
Even if you're 27 fighting a 17-year-old, I'm going to view that shit as lame because of the age.
That's a lie as well. I mean, how many rappers... I mean, I'm not saying that he's lying, but as far as the black community, you'll have 31-year-old men shoot and kill 15, 16, 17-year-old kids, as we break down on my channel, and nobody says anything about it.
Age gap. I could give a fuck about the consent. But the fact that George's consent is only 16, he was able to skate without being a sex offender. It just comes down to morals and principles on if you're willing to accept somebody that's entertained some shit like that. And as far as the blood, throwing up the pitchfork and telling China Mac he'll get him fucked by the Crips. Anyways, it's 1090 Jake.
All right, so that is the breakdown of all the charges that he's faced with. Now we are going to, first of all, I'm going to go ahead and end the poll, because we might have another poll coming up. But I'm going to end the poll. Shout out to 1090 Jake for the content. I have some disagreements with him, but I do, you know, respect the analytical and factual breakdowns that he presents. All right, so the results of the poll, we have, what would you rather have a YouTube account with? Or he said, the question is, what would you rather have? A YouTube account with 500 subs or street credibility? 86% of you guys said 500K subs and 13% said street credibility. So that 13% actually represents the demographics in America when it comes to the black community. So I'm not really surprised that 13% actually, you know, took the street credibility over having a platform that you can pretty much use to influence people in a positive way. Okay. All right. So let's see. Let's see. All right, so the next video we have are fans of Miko Worldwide standing up to his character, standing up for his character, rather. And before that, we're going to take a brief intermission. Guys, I'm honestly going to grab a beer. This is going to this is going to be a lot, okay? So I'm going to take a brief break, and then we are going to get right back into it, okay?
I'm here on the corner of MLK and Medgar Evers, and it's a very tranquil scene compared to just a couple hours ago where a drive-by shooting just took place. Excuse me, I'm getting live updates as we speak. I've just been updated to the amount of casualties from this drive-by shooting, and I'm getting reports that 2 people were actually declared deceased and 27 others were shot and injured but are in stable condition. And although we must pray for the families of the fallen, we must also praise God for the aim of the super gremlin. If you want to know more about the victims of this crime, make sure you add BGZM News 17 on Patreon at www.patreon.com/blackgenzmindset. Also, don't forget to like the video, share the video, subscribe to the YouTube channel, and comment on the video to continue the discussion on how we can find solutions to all this gun violence in the streets. For more hard-hitting news coverage from the community, by the community, I'm Jenquavius Jackson, here live, reporting from Atlanta, Georgia, BGZM News 17.
And cut.
All right, dog. Let's get the out of here before these niggas come back.
Whoa. Yo.
Whoa.
Ain't that nigga J?
Nah, that ain't me. That ain't me.
He just went live
That
with
ain't
that
me.
funky ass suit on.
That's that nigga. That's not me.
Hey, get that nigga.
Jenquavius Jackson, here live, reporting from Atlanta, Georgia. Pray for me.
All right, so we are back. I just got a nice cold one. Okay. So let us watch this.
Word for you guys. And it's sad how all these YouTubers made a statement without knowing the truth, including myself. So thanks God you are okay. I hope you do well, and welcome back, Miko Worldwide.
Hi, Miko. We love you.
Hey, what's up, Miko? This is your girl Chichi from Queens, New York.
Special shout out to you, Miko. Keep doing your thing.
Big shouts out to Miko, man. Good to see you back.
I'm glad that everything worked out for you. We're glad that you're back on YouTube.
Look, I just wanted to sprinkle some love to your channel.
And we are just coming to you to say thank you. Thank you for all the hard work that you are doing in the community.
Hard work that he's doing in the community. What? Perpetuating the gang life and fantasizing, gratifying, glorifying the street life and the gang life that is the #1 cause of death for black men ages 18 to 24. You mean that work that he's doing for the community? Oh, okay.
To go around these crazy neighborhoods in Dominican Republic. And we were talking how we just missed the content, you know?
We support your channel. It's a very good channel. You give us the incentive to travel and do kind to others.
I feel that you have a humble, tender, and humanitarian heart. I love how you come passionate about people, how you treat people, how you carry yourself. I feel that you are such a blessing to the world and to many people out there, especially a role model to a young man. So I encourage everybody to subscribe to your channel and follow your steps.
And for those haters, God be with you, because no weapon formed against Miko will prosper.
Man, Miko, look, man, keep your head up, man.
No dildo, no rectum. No weapon formed against Miko shall prosper. I mean, look. Is God blessing a man who is committing sodomy? I don't know. I think you're talking to the wrong God here.
People can't judge a book by its cover, man. You never know what went on, I never know what happened, man. Miko a good dude, man, and I'm
Oh no, but we do know what happened. He got head from a 17-year-old and fucked him in the asshole till he went to sleep, then woke his ass up with some heavy grown man 3-centimeter dick. That's what happened. That's what happened. So we do know what happened. We do know what happened. Okay. All right. So that's the reality.
rocking with him.
You know, it just go to show you how people are. You gotta stay positive, man, and you know, just to keep your circle small. You know, that's why I say, man, Miko Worldwide is one of the goats on YouTube when it comes to traveling. We missed every day. We're waking up the next morning or the afternoon and seeing new fresh content of you going live and Sosua and all types of nut places that I would never probably go personally, you know. But we just, you know, our prayers were out for you. Special shout out to this man. You know, it's crazy that you know, when he was arrested, everybody wanted to bash his name. Now the man out, everybody want to ride the wagon. I'm glad that everything worked out for you. I'm glad that you're back on YouTube, back showing your face. Hopefully we get some new content here soon, man. I know.
How many of these people giving testimonies for Miko Worldwide were fucked by Miko Worldwide? Just a question.
A lot of cats slick hating. You know, a lot of cats want to cap now on his name just to get publicity, you know.
And I'm not saying this to degrade Miko's channel. I'm still gonna stay subbed, and I'm gonna continue to watch the channel because I do think it's interesting. I think it's good content. I may not agree with it necessarily, but I can also take myself out of it as a person who is being entertained. I can still watch the content. My thing is there is some incongruency with the streets, and that's what I'm trying to expose here.
But at the end of the day, this man free. I'm glad he's doing good, you know, as a brother. You know what I'm saying? So.
Because not only that you inspiring to people to travel around the world, like you inspire me to travel next month to Los Minas, Santo Domingo, but you inspire me to be happy. And we're living in hard times, especially with the pandemic, and we need people like you, and we need to be like you. So,
the pandemic, you mean?
So you are such a blessing in the world, and I really appreciate you, and thank you for that.
Everyone, stay tuned. Let's see what's going on. Keep it up.
Special shout out to you, Miko. Keep doing your thing.
We rocking with Miko Worldwide, man.
Thank you, Miko. Keep doing what you're doing. Bye.
I saw something in this clip. It looks like I don't know what it is. It looks like he's looking at his phone. It could be the screen, like the front camera, or it could be messages that he's reading. Maybe he's actually texting Miko Worldwide at that moment. Who knows?
Man.
Thank you, Miko. Keep doing what you're doing. Bye.
Bless up.
Okay, so there you have it there. So the people are still in support of Miko Worldwide. Now we're gonna go to Miko's live stream that he just put up, and it looks like the chat definitely they definitely are calling him out, but you know, he got 1,500 watching, so let's get to the live stream that he is actually doing right now. Let's go.
Just waiting on the system. Miko Worldwide live stream. You haven't been live in a while. What's going on, everybody? Hey, Miko Worldwide. So right now, I just want to introduce Zaya. He has his own YouTube channel.
And guys, we're dropping the StreamYard link now. So if you do want to get in on the discussion, make sure you go ahead and join. We're dropping the link now.
He's the Crave, and you know, really, you know why I have Zay on here is because he's been one of the few YouTubers to actually look at facts and be unbiased. So he's not pro Miko, he's not anti Miko. He's right in the middle, and he's like, what are facts? Come with facts, show me paperwork, show me this. So, you know, we're just going to talk about it. We're going to get into a lot of different things. And I definitely see the chat. For anybody who's like making comments without any paperwork, you're definitely going to get blocked. So if you call,
so he's very sensitive, as you can see. He's sensitive about his sexuality. So pay attention.
Me a how do I don't want to say I'm trying to stay monetized here.
Trying to stay monetized, yeah.
The expression or the abbreviation that you can use is chomo, Miko.
If you listen, if you throwing it, you know the charge, bro. Listen, the people on the internet, y'all know what y'all doing. Y'all know what y'all trying to push. Y'all know the agenda y'all trying to push. I'm cool with you pushing that agenda, but you got to provide paperwork. If you're not going to provide paperwork, you're just going to get yourself blocked, bro. All right.
Exactly.
Hit that Cash App, hit that Super Trap, hit that PayPal, guys. You already know what it is, man. We have to get some support on this channel because they shadow banning. Guys, the video that I posted about the Sesame Street thing, it actually was, I don't know what's going on, but people are having a hard time viewing it. So let me know if that issue is still occurring. But very weird shit going on YouTube, guys. If I do say so myself.
None of them crazy names start calling. No. Go get the paperwork before you jump in the chat and you start labeling somebody something.
Facts. And
I mean, the paperwork blatantly shows that you're a homosexual, which, you know, it is what it is. But like I said, it challenges the street credibility.
Man, these comments are going so fast. So I'm going to see real quick if there's a way just to put a little bit of a delay on there. Let me see. Because nobody's, I mean, it's nobody can even read it. It's going so fast. Comments. Disable. Okay. Well, I guess I don't know. Usually I can, but it's all good. So Zaya, what's kind of been your take on what you've seen over the course of the last 5 days? And you know, it's really interesting because, and shouts out to the 800 people in the chat. And Zaya, you've actually done your research, haven't you?
Yeah, I've tried to do as much possible research as
he's tried to do. That means he ain't looked up shit. Fuck out of here.
I know willingly how.
Mm-hmm.
I have been assisted with obviously, you know, 1090 Jake. He does a different type of level of looking into stuff. So he's been able to find stuff.
You mean looking at the facts?
He's dropped, and he's the only one that I'll at least give him that credit.
Right.
The whole entire time, the 5 days, I've simply said, well, is there paperwork for it? You know, do you have any paperwork for it? And it's as if when you ask somebody for paperwork, it immediately goes into them insulting you.
Right.
Or then, and it's just like, I don't understand how but you got to put 2 and 2 together. But
that's not everybody. That's just the community.
You got to understand also that I don't, and I'm not talking about you.
Let me just tell you this. Let me just preface this to you guys. Black people don't like facts. Okay. Yeah, I said it. Black people do not like facts. All right. Especially black women, but black people in general do not enjoy facts, meaning factual information, information that can be verified, information that is backed and proven to be true.
Miko, but people out there, I don't know you. I don't know if you're a good person. I don't know if you care about Miko. I don't know if you want to see this man go down for just out of pure jealousy. I don't.
The StreamYard link is in the chat, guys. Let's get it.
I don't know that. I'm just asking you, prove it to me. Show me that you got something, and then let's move on what you got. Everything that's been proven that there's paperwork for, I've gone in that direction and I've addressed it. You know what I'm saying? I'm just a regular YouTuber. I'm no special than nobody else. I'm watching content. I'm a content consumer as well as a content creator. I watch it. You know, I am familiar with you to an extent.
Dude, get to the fucking point. What the fuck is this dude talking about? Either he's gay or not. That's all we want to know.
Original arrest happened in like Colombia. Remember, I told you about the Colombia thing too. The fact that the paper just put that negative stuff in there, it helped to push that negative narrative. And I was one of the people that, just like anybody else, I was reading too and saying, damn, this shit fucked up. Oh, excuse my language. But, you know, once the paperwork finally came out, I was able to look at it, you know, and again, it's not being pro or anti. It's just me putting myself in your shoes.
So I do want to ask a question in the poll because I've seen a lot in the chat. My question in the poll is, Miko Worldwide was caught with a 17-year-old boy. Do you guys think that it is wrong to abide by the age of consent laws, point blank. Do you think it's wrong to abide by the age of consent laws, even if you're dealing with the youngest of the age of consenting? Okay, let me type it out. Okay, let me see. All right. It's wrong. No, it's legal. All right. There we go. So he was caught with a 17-year-old kid. Do you guys think that it was immoral that he was a 27-year-old man dealing with a 17-year-old boy?
Could that happen to anybody? Of course.
And don't vote on the poll based off of his sexuality. Vote on the poll based off of the age of consent, okay?
And you know, I've hooked up with plenty of people, females, and I've never asked nobody for an ID.
Right.
You know,
okay, this is where he's this is where he's going off on the deep end. I've you know, dealt with a lot of people. He said people first before he said women or females. But I've never asked for an ID. My nigga. Ignorance of the law does not excuse you for breaking the law.
I got a female that lives here in the home, and I've asked her, hey, if I met you for the first time, could I ask you for an ID? And she said, heck no. I'm gonna show you my ID. I don't know you. Then you can see my driver's license. You can see my address. I'm not going to give you that. So I'm just like, wow, it's kind of weird that, you know, you kind of got jammed up with something that.
Well, I mean, that's how you can tell that he has no game. If you ask a woman to do something and she denies that to you, then you have no game, point blank, period. If you cannot convince a woman to get on your program and give you the pertinent information that you need to make a decision if you want to deal with that woman any further, then your talk game is just not that good, quite frankly.
A lot of us don't really do. We're not really IDing people that we're messing around with, and sometimes that could come back to haunt you.
Yeah, that's very true. So it's been interesting, and these, let me tell you, these comments are moving fast. We already have 1,000 people in the chat. There's a few of you I see, y'all are really pushing it, like the no jump guy. We might want to. I'm just gonna go ahead and take you out, bro, because you're. We're gonna take.
Somebody might have said the F word.
Give them what they want, man. They want it, man. You told them.
I actually just got his video.
So we do have Cootie who just joined the stream. Cootie, let me ask you, get into this explanation from Miko Worldwide. What do you think about Miko Worldwide's situation? Do you think that you know, he should be canceled, or do you think that he was falsely accused?
I'm sorry, I'm in my basement, so if you get my washing machine, I can move if it's too loud. But first, I wanted to say, obviously it's connected to this, but 1090 Jake and China Mac, they both cut a lot of corners, and I appreciate that you called them out on the corners that they cut, because even when I was watching 1090 Jake video when he was talking about, oh, if he was in another state, like I remember that I was thinking like most states statistically have like 16 or 17 as like considered age. Like I think it's only like 14 states that have 18. So it's like, it's not really that's not a fair point to make. Now,
no, it's not.
I think like the subjects that it's dealing with, like obviously him going through hood vlogs, going through people's hoods, and him being homosexual, it makes people feel a way to where they feel like, all right, if I cut corners on this subject, or if I'm not making logically sound points, it's okay because my audience is going to agree with me because they might not like these things either. And it's not that to say like I personally agree with, you know what I'm saying, Miko's decisions, but I don't like when people make arguments and they cut corners because they know they can, because no one's really going to be the person that stands with Miko and be like, oh no, he was only 17, you know what I'm saying? So I appreciate that you actually like held both of them responsible. Now,
yes,
I was kind of, when I first saw it and I heard it, I was like, I didn't really, because I only watched like 2 Miko Worldwide videos. I watched one, he was in Miami, and one, I think the Atlanta one. Now, him fucking with a 17-year-old. See, I'm 19, so I'm pretty sure like older people would, you know, they obviously feel strong because 17 to them is, you know, much closer. I don't particularly care. I mean, I don't really feel any way. Like you know what I'm saying? Like it's not illegal, and so I don't. It's kind of hard to make the argument that, well, it's illegal, but it still should be wrong. I think it's weird. I personally, I wouldn't do it. You know what I'm saying? But I think people want to cancel him because they feel some way that he went through everybody's hood and nobody did nothing to him, and now people are feeling some type of way. So it's like, oh, we gotta something has to be the case. And I'm like, if you want to be just clear, cut to the facts, he fucked a 17-year-old boy in his ass. Like, if he like. Not to say that that's, you know what I'm saying, cool, any like that. Like, if that's what y'all going to, like, China Mac, he was making it seem like he was just out here just serial. Like, I think China Mac was just mad that he just was just in his hood. Like, and he just had to respond.
Yeah. China Mac had to, he had to defend his street credibility.
Yeah, that's what it was.
Yeah, and I do want to make a point, guys, that there are only 12 states, get it? 12 states in the United States that have an age of consent that is 18 or older. I just want to give you guys some perspective here. Throughout most of the United States, the age of consent is either 16 or 17. Now, the fact that Miko Worldwide was messing with a 17-year-old is definitely weird. Me personally, I'm 27 years old. I would deal with an 18-year-old woman, no problem. Me personally. Okay, 18 though. 17 is pushing it. Okay.
Yeah.
But graduating high school, 18, I would deal with her, no problem. That's just me. Okay, but yeah, let's break down the rest of the video.
Video removed, so he's upset now because I copyrighted his video, and I have a few more out there that YouTube is already investigating, and hopefully some channels, I'll get some of y'all's channels actually deleted. And that would bring me so much joy because all y'all are doing is spreading.
Wow. So Miko Worldwide actually wants to get channels deleted for exposing his homosexual ways. And like I said before, all of this is alleged. To save my ass, pause. But all of this is alleged. But what I will say, though, according to the paperwork, he is a homosexual, and that's fine if that's what he wants to do.
Which is crazy because you're really just defending yourself, right? The other person doesn't realize, yo, you're spreading a negative narrative about me, so now I have to take the steps to get you removed. But in taking the steps to get you removed, you're gonna get angry,
right?
And now you're gonna want to go harder and harder, and you're gonna believe every lie that comes your way.
And this is what I will say. Miko Worldwide coming out as LGBT is only going to benefit him. Now he can go after people for being homophobic. He can go after people for presenting lies about his sexuality. The LGBT community, if you guys have not noticed already, have a lot of power when it comes to social media.
Not because it's bullet, but because you now have developed some sort of animosity towards me because I had to get you up out of here.
Right. Let me ask you, so because you're one of the few people who've done the research objectively, and it's not all like pro Miko. Like I make mistakes like anybody. I just don't make the mistakes that a lot of the internet people are saying I make. And by the way, a lot of these guys are cowards because 100% of the experiences that I've had in person have been positive. It's never been, and trust me, most of the time, when somebody uses words like never or always, or it's not true. But in this case, and it could change and it probably will change. But as of right now, 100% of the time, I've always had a positive experience with people in person. So nobody's ever done anything or said anything. It's always been positive.
You know, and Miko is a very well-spoken individual. You could tell that he is an intelligent brother. But what I will say, though, it's just funny how he goes from the video of, oh, I'm going to kill y'all niggas, da-da-da-da-da, to, oh, well, every experience in my life has become positive. And this is just the negative effect. When you're black, you have to prove that you're a hard dude. And the fact of the matter is, you don't have to, but a lot of people do. And I think that that's something that he's doing. He's I think that he is overcompensating for his sexuality by going to these hoods and trying to prove that he's hard and trying to prove that he's not scared of this and not scared of that and not scared of street Negroes and whatnot. So he's going to the hood to show how hard he is and how he's in the trenches with all the gangsters and the real niggas and the killers and the criminals and whatnot. But I just think that I just find it funny, you know, the way that he's talking now. And obviously he does have that background in law enforcement. Or he at least has had the training.
So a lot of y'all, you know, we don't want to draw too much attention to y'all. Y'all are just haters, and haters are from afar. People that are close to you, that are envious, that's more dangerous, because people will try to pretend to be your friend. And, you know, they're the ones that can hurt you the worst. They know the most about you. So, you know, it's interesting, man, when you've been doing your research and then you see guys' profiles like, let's just call him Michael Hines. I don't want to go by his other name.
Cool.
Yeah. So when you see people like him versus when you're reading paperwork and you're reading, you know, and you're actually doing your research, what are the differences? What are some differences that you've seen? And this is not just him, but for anybody, you know, anybody online, you know.
As far as the paperwork is black and white, you know. That's proof that something happened and the steps that got taken for whatever justice to be served, let's say, right? As far as Mr. Hines, like Mr. Hines' introduction, me and his introduction is him coming up on my site where I have the same rule as you. You cannot just throw those fake charges on anybody, you know?
Fake charges. But he copped out to an assault charge. Okay? Aggravated sodomy. They're not fake charges. He took a plea deal. So they're very real charges that are on his criminal record. And I know that some of his sexual history has been sealed, meaning you can't access the contents of those charges because some of them were dropped, okay? But the charge, you know, you can't access those files. So it's pretty obvious that at the least he doesn't have control over his sexual, I'm not going to say predations, I'm going to say his sexual proclivities. He does not have full control over his sexual proclivities. And this is something that a lot of black men suffer from, okay? Not just Miko Worldwide. The only thing is he has a platform and he is struggling with his sexuality as well, which I don't think he's struggling with it. I think that he's just on the low with it because he doesn't want to lose validity when it comes to the street vlogs.
No, I'll be transparent. I have a similar situation like Miko, right? The situation is that at one point in time, people ran with a fake narrative of me, and I too had to defend myself, and I defended myself. Okay. So I understand that people can make stuff up. So I already got that experience. And that's why I say, show me something, show me some type of paperwork, you know, give me something to go on. You know, if you want me to, if you want me to be part of the fight, don't send me into the war blindfolded. You feel me? Like, give me something so I know that, you know, I got something to back up what I'm talking about, you know? You know, he came into my live stream and he told me that I had to, like, you know, slow down, or because I'm not encouraging his side of the story, which is that you are you are a bad person and all this. And I said, well, you know, I don't really have proof. Like, you know, can you just like give me some type of proof? And he swears he has all the proof in the world, but you know, little by little, every single day, as I watch and I look to see what he's going to release, it's a lot of joking. It's a lot of clowning. It's a lot of manipulation of what you're putting out. You're not putting out just clear cut evidence. You're putting out a lot of, you know, the joking part of it, you know? So to me, that's not proof. So, you know, I simply said, yo, bro, like, I can't have you up here just calling a man a name and you got no proof. And literally the man turns around, goes to his platform, and then is now accusing me of the same stuff. So it's just like, bro, you definitely you might know Miko from experience, cool, but you definitely don't know me. So look at how quickly you were able to put those charges on me. And there's people over there that are acting like they believe you. So you've already got some people convinced that I'm guilty, and you don't even know me. So I'm like, if you just did that to me like that, that means that there's something up with the Miko thing. And to me, he's got too much of a personal investment in this. You know, to him, it's a personal vendetta. To me, there's no personal vendetta with me and you.
And I do agree, China Mac does definitely have a personal vendetta because his street credibility is being challenged. The fact that people found out that Miko was a homosexual and China Mac openly brought him into the hood, it makes East New York look bad. Okay. Even though there's rampant homosexuality in East New York, to the gangsters, to the killers, to the street niggas and whatnot, it makes them look bad that China Mac, an Asian man, brought a foreign homosexual into their hood. So the optics are very bad, and that's why China Mac has a vendetta against Miko Worldwide, because he opened up his arms, pause, for Miko Worldwide to come in, pause again, into his hood and, you know, pretty much do his street vlogs with impunity without being challenged on his sexuality or his prior criminal charges.
Hey, BG,
you know what I'm saying? You're a YouTuber. I'm a YouTuber.
You said something, Cootie?
Oh yeah, I wanted to say just one quick thing.
Go ahead.
Man, when China Mac was making that second video when he was with the dude with the tattoo on his head, he said something, and I'm glad you called it out too. I was just like, huh? When he was like, "You're supposed to bring the charges to individuals before you make videos."
Right.
And in my head, I was like, if he had, and it was even before you said, I was like, if he had a murder charge, like he would not care. Like even
Right.
if he was convicted, like he would be like, "Oh, Miko really like that." Like I was like,
yep.
I think he wanted to know that before, but you saying I want to know something is different. Saying, oh, someone has to check in and tell, like those are
my question is, since when did you talk to, like, okay, in gangs they jump niggas in. Since when did they go and look at their criminal history and say, oh, well, we can't let you in because there's a flaw in your criminal history?
Checks.
Right, get the fuck out of here. Most of the time they find out that a nigga is a snitch before or after they jump him in.
Yeah.
Like the nigga might already have paperwork on him, get jumped into the gang, be gang certified for 10 years. Then they realize that he was an informant in 1992. And now they talking like, oh, damn, he done took the whole hood down. And it's like, no, you dumbass nigga, you didn't do the research. You jumped the nigga in.
Them hood rules funny, just like you said. Like you could be a moral person. You could rape somebody, kill multiple people, kill 30 people.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, yeah, if you tell authorities are like boys, it's a rap scheme. So it's like,
right,
it's obviously a natural hypocrisy with what they talking about. Even though I understand, like it's certain rules that they abide by from where they came. But yeah, I think he really just felt some way that he already came. He was trying to rationalize it.
Yeah, no, I agree.
You know, I'm from a sector where, you know, if you mess up, it's kind of on me to talk about it. It also depends.
Okay, they're doing a lot of jaw jacking here. Let's pause, but let's fast forward.
Man, it's so much pressure when you're dealing with all these like people in your inbox saying like all this terrible stuff, lies, truth, rumors, not rumors, you know. And so they both made promises to me. They're like, look, we'll always have your back. We'll always, you know, we'll never turn on you like the other people. And then, of course, I would say they kind of did, and not fully, but, you know, they were like, oh, we didn't know the video was going to be edited like that. Oh, well, we didn't. Man, I do. For those that know me and really watch my videos, I do the bare minimum editing. I'm not that great of an editor. The most editing I do is take the exciting clips of a video, put it at the beginning of the video, and then after that, you know, you just see it flows. So the only thing I took out from their interview was the part where the gimbal died, so the camera kind of flopped. I took that out, and there was a time where we were like cutting up, kind of like laughing, and even though it's a serious matter, there was times where we laughed and I took that out. Other than that, I didn't take anything out. It's a straight. I didn't have time to. You know, other videos were dropping. I fell asleep. I woke up. I was like, oh shit. So I came back. I just dropped the video. I think I spent like a few minutes taking those scenes out.
So it sounds like part of the interview that he did with China Mac didn't go over well with China Mac and his hood constituents.
That was it. So, and then another thing was like these guys, you know, I'm only going to speak of Chosen Rue. The other guy, he's kind of, I think, older and he's more mature and he hasn't really said anything like too crazy, I think. But
Chosen is the original dude that was sitting with you, the lighter skin guy?
No, the other guy with the hair.
The other guy in the back.
Yeah, standing up. The guy standing up. And he man, he went online. He said he was debating with some other guys on another channel. And then so there was a fake Miko Worldwide profile that came online. And I've seen a few of them. And this fool, like, he was like, oh, I paid. And I have to watch my words because people will take cuts of what I'm saying. So the fake Miko Worldwide profile, pretending to be me, said that Miko paid this person, and I have to put the quotes because they're going to take what I say and chop it up, paid $5,000 to each person. And that's complete bullshit. But Chosen, in the mindset that he was in, like, snapped. I'm like, these guys, they're ready to, like, what's the word everybody's using? They're ready to just like spaz out.
Okay, shout out to TJ the Conservative, the conservative hustler, rather, a very loyal supporter of the BGZM News 17 network, Black Gen Z Mindset, and Jenquavius Jackson. What's good, my brother? How you doing today?
What's good, man? Hold on, let me try to get my mic. Let me try to jump out and come back in, man.
Okay, go ahead.
All right. Because of trolls. So he really thought it was me. There's another video out there that was like, no, this was definitely Miko. I looked at the thumbnail, I looked at the picture, the profile picture, and Miko's profile picture, and it matched. Bro, it doesn't mean shit. That doesn't mean anything. It wasn't me. These guys never asked me for me.
You know,
yo, shout out to this isn't a super chat, but shout out to DT Wood Kenobi. I thought this was hilarious. He said Miko likes to be aggressive with the pussy, according to the paperwork.
You know what it is?
Oh, God.
And, you know, not to give nobody an excuse or not like that, but what you have is you have a mixture of street people and internet.
Yes.
Right. And the thing is, what the street guys don't realize is that now you in our territory, right? When we in the streets, we in y'all territory. Cool.
That's
and
so true.
Y'all know how to operate there, and you know what's right and you know what's wrong. But when you get up on the internet, now you in a different world, right? And the internet is different. Imagine everyone is a gangster on the internet. They can call you all types of names and say this. And I started realizing, you know, even when they wasn't agreeing, they was considered the P word. And it was just like, you know, and that could be a lot of pressure because you can't do nothing to these trolls. Like, you don't know who they are, right? So,
all right, guys. So I'm going to fast forward the stream. It looks like Miko Worldwide was actually bringing people onto his stream. So if you guys want to hear the full explanation and the full story, I don't know if Miko admits that he is a full-blown homosexual on this stream. But we're going to fast forward so that we can see what other people think of this situation.
I appreciate it. Oh, man, we got Steven in the back, bro. No,
let's go.
Like,
up there.
Steven, what's going on, my brother? You're on the chat, man. How are you?
Hey, Miko, man, I'm seeing you doing all these hood vlogs, man. Just be careful out there.
Yeah, I appreciate it. I appreciate it. I will, man.
I was trying to run into you when you was in Houston. I was in Houston when you were in Houston.
Wow.
But I wasn't in New York when you came.
He was trying to link for a dick appointment. Stay tuned.
Here, and you know, I'm still living in Brooklyn.
Okay, bet. Dang,
but it's crazy.
Steven's a little too old for Miko's taste, though.
That Michael Hines and you are going through this stuff. I remember meeting you, you know, in the very beginning when you and him were friends. And
I mean, this guy comes on the stream, no shirt, which I could get if it's your own channel and you're going shirtless, which I do on my fitness channel, Reclaim Your Throne. You already know. Make sure you subscribe. But to go on somebody else's stream shirtless, I think it's kind of classless, tasteless, and could be interpreted as suspect in this case. Now, I know that Steven may not be Miko's type, but again, like I said, in the LGBT community, a lot of them will take down anything.
I remember how he was kind of pissed off with you at the food drive because you were calling the shots, but he wanted to call the shots. Right. And I think he even got pissed off because he didn't get some of the money from the food drive. So there might have been a little bit of animosity. There might have been a little jealousy between him and you on his behalf.
So TJ, the conservative hustler, did you get your mic fixed? You got to unmute. I think you're on mute. You got to unmute your mic. Looks like you're still on mute.
I don't know what the hell be going on sometimes, man.
Oh, yeah, you're good. You're good now.
Oh, yeah, I hear it now. What's good? What's going on with these two cats?
So basically, just to catch you up on the stream, so the guy on the left, Miko Worldwide, he's a hood vlogger. He goes to different hoods across the United States, and he has actually been exposed for being charged with aggravated sodomy against a 17-year-old boy. So basically, he fucked the nigga in the ass, and which I think that the charges are straight bogus. I think that 17-year-old boy actually consented to that sexual act. However, he may have regretted it or been a begrudging lover, and basically essentially filed charges on Miko Worldwide for sexual assault, and he pled out to an aggravated sodomy, which pretty much reveals that Miko Worldwide is actually a homosexual hood vlogger. So the internet is spazzing, the internet is going crazy, and this is him trying to clear his name. The guy Steven to the right is a guy who is just a fan who came up on the stream, and then the guy that he is streaming with, Zaya IG, or whatever the fuck his name is, Zaya, is a friend of Miko, a YouTube friend. So what do you think about the situation?
What state are they in? Because in some states 17 is the consent laws is...
Yes, and I agree. They were in Georgia, which is the age of consent is 16. So I honestly think that Miko Worldwide is innocent of the aggravated sodomy. I think that he was falsely accused and falsely charged. However, him being a homosexual hood vlogger definitely can hurt certain hood street credibility, since they allowed him into their hood and filmed their activities. Plus, he has a background in law enforcement. He has police training and whatnot, and he's allegedly post certified. So that's peace officer something. I forgot the full acronym. But yeah.
So buddy out here just homo thugging and interviewing and living A&R and just living his best life in the damn mix.
How I would describe it, I don't know if you remember Zach TV from Chicago, but he's like a gay Zach TV. That's how I would say.
Yeah. Hey, Black Gen Z, I heard this is kind of informal, but I heard people were saying this in the comment section that basically the places that he be going, they be getting hit up like the next day, like people be coming in and charges, and it was basically because I think Jake 1090 Jake he kind of insinuated in this video, but I seen other people saying that like basically they felt like he was like working with whatever working with to take him down, which I don't know. I didn't have enough evidence to like make or not that claim, but I thought it was interesting.
Yeah, I mean, he would have incentive to do that because he does have charges, and I believe that he is on a 5-year probation, if I'm not mistaken. So he would have incentive to do that, to reduce his charges and to give him a little bit more leeway with his probation officer. So I wouldn't put it past him that, hey, he hits a hood, hits whatever legal authority in that county or in that city up, and let them know the skinny on the inner workings of their street operation. Then he leaves, and then a couple weeks later the feds do sweep. You know what I mean? So I wouldn't put it past him. I think that would be, honestly, me personally, I think that would be intelligent for him to do. It would be selfish and against all street codes, but as far as self-preservation and the laws of selfishness goes, and even if you look at 48 laws of power, I think that it would be an intelligent move for him if he is getting some type of incentive from snitching, essentially, on these people that he has involved in these hood vlogs.
How he get knocked up again with the how he get caught up with the 17-year-old?
So basically, him and this other man had intercourse with the 17-year-old boy, which I think was consensual. They dropped the kid off because they met him on a dating app. They dropped the kid off at his mama's crib the previous day, and the kid, I guess, had regrets, and he filed a police report.
Oh shit!
Yeah. This is another Go ahead.
I said, I'm saying that's how your damn deck of cards fall because of that type of shit.
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah, and this is another reason why it's dangerous to mess with younger people, because quite frankly, they're not sure of themselves, and they may not be sure of the acts that they are even consenting to in that moment. So if you are going to deal with anybody, for that matter, whatever sexuality they are or whatever gender they are, you definitely should get some type of footage, in my opinion. Obviously consensual footage, but footage nonetheless. But we're going to continue to break down this conversation that Miko Worldwide had with Steven. Then we'll get you guys' thoughts, and then we'll go ahead and get up out of here.
Yeah. I've seen him a few times since I've gone down there. I've been going there for 10 years. I was there twice this year. I didn't see him, but I saw him last year. And I'm usually cordial with him, but he seems to be a different type of human being now.
Wow. How would you describe him now?
Well, it looked like he's trying to get into other ventures.
Yeah.
I think he was trying to get into an ATM type of adventure. He was going to try to bring ATMs or money, not money laundering. What you call it? Cash checking, whatever you call those things, like the Caribbean Express.
What the fuck are they talking about right now? I don't even know. Hold on.
5 people in here.
Yeah.
You got 1,600 in here now.
Right.
But at the time, you could see the excitement and, oh snap, look, somebody's actually watching us just sit here and just hang out.
Right.
There's also another one where, you're like, yo, just send $1.
Yeah,
just
facts.
$1. You think okay, I do $2, right? But bruh, when you could just see it in you. Yo, just send $1.
Yeah, it was amazing to me, man.
You're not really making it, you're developing it. It's developing. You don't even know what it is at that moment.
All right, so I don't think he really addressed it head on in the whole stream. That was pretty interesting, honestly. But guys, what are y'all final thoughts on the Miko Worldwide situation? I might look through some of these comments too if he. Okay, so he does have the comments open. Let's see. Let me see what people are actually thinking about this whole situation.
I want to see if certain hoods gonna like really let them back in. Like,
yeah,
I mean they are, but I just want to see who's gonna be the first to do it. I want to see the video. I want to see how they rationalize that.
The Atlanta hoods already let him back in. The Bloods in Atlanta already let him back in. The Riverdale Bloods let him back in. So it's OV. He's already there. So let's see. It says, "Sun chill. Wolves are on the hunt. Gotta just keep it 100. Stop saying false accusations. You ripped the guy's hole. Stop the cap. Stay up. Because of the economic crisis that always comes up, the best thing to do is be wise. Invest in. Okay, I don't know what the fuck you're talking about. Keep your head up, Miko. Investing. Okay, these are the spam. Leave them boys alone, bruh. Why do you go on the run for 2 years in the first place? Yeah, that was dumb. Guess he deleted all the negative comments. You legally didn't break the law, but you definitely ruined your credibility amongst the streets. Yes. He legally did break the law and pled guilty and went to jail. Yeah, so technically, he pled. So, bro, you don't need to explain anything to anyone. Let them think whatever that they'll want. Whereas everybody comments, so obviously he's definitely deleting negative comments, and
that's not a good
after a while he's not going to be able to keep up with that. Look, it just went from 30 comments to 19 comments, so he's obviously deleting all the comments. Bro, you don't. Okay, we already read that. So that's that. Ultimately, we'll give you guys the last word. TJ the Conservative, what do you think about this whole situation?
Man, bro, all thing I can say is if you're gonna do some shit like that, make sure everything is first of all consensual, and second of all, make sure you're not nobody that's trying to like from a a celebrity or a YouTuber or any kind of personality. Make sure all your skeletons is out, because you know they're gonna come digging. You know what I'm saying? That's for me, you. Like, I don't give a shit. You know what I'm saying? That's what anybody around me know. You know what I'm saying? It won't be no. Oh, I know TJ from back to back. I got such and such. No,
right.
No. It won't be no games like that. So you know, just make sure all your damn skeletons out your closet. You know, that's that.
Absolutely, absolutely. Well, we appreciate you joining the stream, and can't wait to have you on again. So appreciate you, brother.
Oh yeah.
So guys, that was TJ the Conservative Hustler. Now we have Cootie giving his last thoughts, and we gonna get up on out of here.
Yeah, you had said earlier when you was talking about the rappers, and you was basically said you was talking about how a lot of them be taking drugs and they be dealing. People don't be knowing. I think it's an interesting concept, because it's like people like it'd be hard to figure out that the people that they like or aspire to, like in terms of like content creation, it really be on some different stuff. Like you it just remind people like you really don't be knowing like what you be thinking like a lot of times. But that's a lot of times people have a negative reaction to it, because it's like, imagine you jacking, I mean, you know what I'm saying, like you messing with somebody or you like they content or not, and then you find out that they do something that you don't like. So it's like in your head, a lot of times people like, well, I gotta go extra hard against them because I was just with them type stuff. So I think a lot of times, a lot of the hate is just people being like, oh no, like I was just saying, like I was sending this video to my homies and stuff, and now right. So it's like, I think it's a lot of times it just shows like you don't really know what be going on, like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. No, I agree. But I definitely appreciate you joining the stream. I appreciate your insight, and can't wait to have you on next time.
No problem, man. Have a good day.
Yes, sir. You too. So, guys, that was Cootie, and he was giving his last thoughts on the whole Miko Worldwide situation. Ultimately, guys, I do want to preface this. Everything that I said or stated in this video is alleged, okay? Miko Worldwide was convicted and was charged. However, the Chomo charges were not fully pressed. The boy that he dealt with was of the age of consent, so technically it was legal in the state of Georgia. Like I said, ultimately it does hurt his credibility with street ninjas, but I think that in very liberal cities like New York, even though they said he was banned from New York, I'm pretty sure that he can go back to New York even with his homosexual ties. New York, LA, Atlanta, even Houston, I think that he can pretty much hit major cities and still be doing the same thing that he has been doing, even after coming out as LGBT. Now, what I would like to see from him is an official video of him coming out and saying, hey, I am bisexual, homosexual, whatnot. Because I think that would be, I think that it would help him more than it would hurt him. I think that it would be a strategic marketing move for him, a homosexual street vlogger. And maybe if he would add some twerks to some of his vlogs and some of his videos, just twerking, busting it wide open like he had that 17-year-old do on his on his hotel bed, then I think that it would ultimately help his channel. But it would be very suspect, and we are going to have to pause this whole live stream. But anyways, you already know what it is, man. It is your boy, the Black Gen Z Mindset. You already know, guys, we do have the merch. We've got the merch, and I do need to remind you guys that I also would like you guys to go ahead and subscribe to my backup channel, BGZM News 17. All right. It's very important that you guys subscribe to this channel. This is my backup just in case YouTube does something to my channel. And go ahead and boom, hit that notification bell so you're notified. I drop 3 to 5 videos a day on BGZM News 17. We would be happy to have you over there as well as over here. So if you are a loyal follower, if you are a loyal subscriber, then you will go ahead and subscribe to BGZM News 17. We're trying to get to 1,000 subscribers by the end of the month. I don't know if we're going to be able to make our goal, but that is our goal nonetheless. And I would really appreciate you guys if you go over there and subscribe to BGZM News 17. Also, guys, make sure you leave a comment. Make sure you leave a comment automatically when this stream ends. When this stream ends, guys, leave a comment. Please help me out in the algorithm. YouTube is doing all they can. Buy the merch. It's in the description box. But YouTube is doing all they can in order to censor me, in order to make sure that this content that is, quite frankly, aiding and abetting in saving your lives. YouTube is making sure that this content does not have any exponential algorithmic growth. Okay. So if you guys could just comment immediately after the video, put a 1 in the chat if you are going to comment immediately after the video. I appreciate all of your super traps, your live streams, your Cash Apps, your PayPals, and your live stream chats is what I meant to say. But we're going to go ahead and get out of here, and we are going to let Jenquavius take us away. So like I said, I appreciate everybody who came into the stream. You already know what it is. Peace.
I'm here on the corner of MLK and Medgar Evers, and it's a very tranquil scene compared to just a couple hours ago where a drive-by shooting just took place. Excuse me, I'm getting live updates as we speak. I've just been updated to the amount of casualties from this drive-by shooting, and I'm getting reports that 2 people were actually declared deceased and 27 others were shot and injured, but are in stable condition. And although we must pray for the families of the fallen, we must also praise God for the aim of the super gremlin. If you want to know more about the victims of this crime, make sure you add BGZM News 17 on Patreon at www.patreon.com/blackgenzmindset. Also, don't forget to like the video, share the video, subscribe to the YouTube channel, and comment on the video to continue the discussion on how we can find solutions to all this gun violence in the streets. For more hard-hitting news coverage from the community, by the community, I'm Jenquavius Jackson, here live, reporting from Atlanta, Georgia, BGZM News 17.
And cut.
All right, dog. Let's get the out of here before these niggas come back.
Whoa. Yo. Ain't that nigga J?
Nah, that ain't me. That ain't me.
He just went live
that ain't
with
me.
That funky ass suit on. That's that nigga.
That's not me.
Hey, get that nigga.
Jenquavius Jackson, here live, reporting from Atlanta, Georgia. Pray for me.
Hold on.
Yeah.
Hello?
Where you at?
Where we at? Oh, you want to know where I'm at? We outside!